Let's go. If you understand, no.
Party Next Door.
Party Next Door. That's a good one.
That's not.
I don't know.
I have to
Like,
get it.
who else got the same kind of lane?
The Party Next Door. Reverb Experiment episode number 36.
Oh, we
already
started.
started?
Oh,
Oh,
look at that. Hey.
We over here just
You
talking.
feel me? That's all. That's
You know, y'all don't be here for the pod before the pod.
Right,
We
right,
basically
right.
have an episode before the episode starts.
Right.
So, our
So
bad.
sometimes we gotta remind ourselves to save it for the pod.
I was trying to try something new by just starting.
I like that. I was actually thinking of that like while we were talking. I was like, damn, we should be recording right now. And then up there, I was like, oh hey, we got it.
Oh, we out here.
I love it here.
All right, man. Episode number 36. We got G_focus on the mic. We got Steph.net on the mic.
What's good?
We got Photo B on the mic.
Hey, snapping with photo.
Raggio is not here. He had some family business he needed to attend to. So we're going to give some love out to our brother. You know what I mean?
Yes.
The brother being a father right now.
Yes, he's being a great father right now. So we definitely uphold that and we appreciate him. But he will be back next episode for episode 37.
Mm-hmm.
We want to thank everybody that has been listening, supporting us via all platforms: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram.
All that.
We also want to just encourage you guys that if you are on Apple Podcasts, just to leave a comment, leave a review for us. We will read it on the air. And we want to just get right into the pod because we don't like beating around the bush. So
let's get it.
Let's go ahead and get it. I'm sorry.
Let's get it on.
First of all, let's talk about what's on the pod. You know what I mean?
What
So
we talking about?
we are going to talk about rest in peace, Anthony Johnson. We're going to get into that as soon as I get over the overview. We want to give him his respect and his flowers because he is one of our favorite comedians and has been in classic movies. We are going to talk about Jada Pinkett and her last Red Table Talk conversation that she had. We are going to talk about Nicki Minaj and the legal troubles, I guess, that her and her husband are in.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to talk about Jeanni Mai and her expressing that she wants to have children.
Not expressing,
Having.
She out here.
Skip the express.
After not having children with her first husband and that being the reason they broke up.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna talk about all that. We got a scenario we're gonna play at the end that you definitely want to listen to.
Oh man.
And make sure you react in real time with because
it's about to get good.
Because they let me hear it. And I was already ready to go in, and they was like, no, wait.
Save it for the pod.
So
she finna skip everything that we talk about just to go ahead and make sure that we talk about this one. She's like, all right, cool, next conversation. Next conversation. It's gonna be like a cool hour of the scenario conversation. That's it.
Because
she feel away
already.
Stop, feel away.
When y'all hear this, y'all finna be so irritated, like.
And when she says,
and I really wish y'all could see the dude that's saying it.
No, what we're gonna do is Nate gonna hook us up and we're gonna have a split view of the video.
Please.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. Hey man, shout out to Nate, man.
You feel me?
Yes.
Shout out to Nate, man. All of y'all that watch on YouTube, the gentleman that edits and posts it and gets the video ready is Nate. He's great, man. So y'all gotta thank him. Y'all gotta give him. Matter of fact, we're gonna give him a round of applause, man.
Photo B Junior.
Nah, not Photo B Junior. Not for to be junior.
Nate the Great. Nate the Great.
Yes.
Got his own lane.
Nate the Great, man.
Doing his own thing.
So
my shadows.
No. Yeah, he is
He's
great.
still teaching me.
He is great in his own
Because Photo
mind.
be alright.
Not you in the blasphemy.
All right. So we're going to talk about. So I guess it is AJ Johnson. I was a little confused. I thought the AJ standing for Anthony Johnson, but
what does the AJ stand for?
I don't know.
Anthony James Johnson.
I don't know.
I'm done. Don't ever just give him a middle name.
I don't know.
My middle name is James.
But we do want to pay our proper respect. So it is said that they believe that the cause of death was a heart attack. I do want to take a minute to say that black men, that heart disease is the #1 killer amongst black men. So please go to the doctor, get in your cardio, drink your sea moss, whatever you need to do, because we always talk about racism. We always talk about us killing each other. We always talk about incarceration. But the #1 killer amongst us is heart disease. So, I mean, there are those do lead to those factors, and stress and all that does happen. But, you know, your body's a temple. So please take care of your bodies. Get in the gym, run, walk, do whatever you need to do.
Stress will definitely take you out of here. So I think that's a big thing, too, of managing stress, because a lot of times we self-medicate instead of actually doing things like meditation that will bring our stress levels down. It's important because every time your stress levels go up, that cortisol goes into your bloodstream, and it's I'm telling you, like, when you really look at the biology of it, like, it really is taking us out of here. So
yeah, so please protect your peace, and you know, you got to do what you got to do. Set healthy boundaries. So with that, we wanted to just say rest in peace to him, because again, he's been in classics like I Got the Hookup, Friday,
which is I Got the Hookup is on Netflix right now, so make sure y'all go watch that.
Because you showed it.
I went to go. I was already gonna watch it. It was already in my list, and then after this, I was like, oh hell no, I really got to go watch it now. It's a classic.
Definitely a classic. Comic View. I remember watching BT Comic View and seeing him. I didn't get a chance to see him live, but he is definitely heralded as one of the better comedians that has been for the culture. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people remember him as Ezel, but you know, he was more than just that. You know, he was a good actor. So, you know, so again, just a reminder for Black men and women, just to, with all the health issues that we deal with because we are under so much stress, just to take care of your bodies.
Also, make sure if you get the opportunity to go see some of these greats or go see some of your favorite people, go do it.
Yeah.
Like, that's one thing. Like, my favorite thing to do is go to concerts, comedy shows, all that, and actually get to see and support people while they here. Like, I remember when those Prince tickets went on sale, them last ones, and they were sold out hella quick. I was like, I'm gonna go the next time, and then he was gone. You know what I'm saying? So if you get the opportunity to see somebody, do it.
Do it. Exactly. I would second that. I would second that, to definitely make sure that the people that you have respect for, that you've been wanting to see, just don't wait. Obviously, during COVID has messed some of that up. But if you do get the opportunity and you are able to be safe, to go see the people that you know love and that you respect. So, so we're gonna get to the second part of this conversation because I know it was circling around. And I'm gonna play a clip really quick because I think that will help us segue into that conversation. That is tied to his death. So I'm gonna pull up a clip from his wife. She had some things that she wanted to say. So we're gonna play her clip, and then we're going to then respond and talk about it. So give me 1 second. Let me just find it. All right, here we go.
$100 in there. Few of my friends cash at me, and I made that clear. I got like another 400. But no, it's like you say. Y'all say y'all love him. Where's the love? Y'all not helping. Like, I get the calls or inboxes saying y'all raising money. You trying to? No, we're raising money because I have to pay for this all out of pocket. I'm asking for help, but if I don't get it, it's fine because I'm not leaving my husband in there like that. You know what I mean? We're going to have a service. I'm going to do everything I know he would have done for me. It's just hurtful, you know? Like, I would not be asking if we had it or we had a policy. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not the one. You know, it's people that's saying that they're going to give money. We haven't received it. If I just look at it right now, it's all out of pocket. Just to bury him in the funeral services alone will be close to 15. I asked for 20. I mean, I would give the kids, split it among the kids, it's 4. But if it's nothing left, it's fine. I want to put him in Rose Hills, but if we don't have the money to do that, we will have the service and I will cremate him. If you guys want to give what they want to give, I would appreciate it. If they don't, that's them. But just please stop the fake love. Please stop the fake calls. Please stop the fake texts. Please. That just for our family. And when I say our family, I mean me, the kids, and the grandkids. Just stop it. Just stop. I'm going to stay busy and I'm going to work. I'm going to work in a couple days. So I'm not going to worry about this. I apologize. I'm not gonna worry about it. Whatever happens, happens. It's God's will. But I'm gonna go to work in a couple days. If I had the strength, I would go right now. I don't have the strength. It took everything in me to get on here and do this. I'm gonna be all right. We're gonna be okay.
All right, so that was AJ Johnson's wife. I definitely feel for her. I think a lot of us have been in similar situations where we've been in a situation where somebody in our family has passed away, and then we were left with having to kind of put together the the actual services and pay for things, and you're going through trying to grieve, but you're also trying to kind of keep your head up and trying to make sure that things get done. So.
And that should really be the least of your worries at that time, because there's so much that you're dealing with that part should just be able to
be handled.
Right.
So at the time that she posted that, they had about $4,000 in their crowdfundme or their GoFundMe, and now I'm looking at it right now. So the goal was $20,000. They currently have $54,335. So about $50,000 has come in since the 22nd. So I think that, obviously I hate seeing her in that space, but obviously the message did get out, and people did step up and they did donate. I know Michael Blackson gave like $10,000 because that was one of his dear friends. So with as much respect to her, because this obviously was just sprung on her. I don't want to call her out for anything because she's grieving. Obviously, during that time, most people do feel like that, like people reaching out is fake, because it's like you didn't check on him when he was alive. You didn't check on him ever. And now like 10, 15 years later, like checking, calling, texting. Unfortunately, that's just how sometimes life happens, is that something bad happens and you do want to at least reach out and text. So, but I get it, in that frame of mind, it comes across as fake because you're grieving, you're trying to get stuff together, and your needs are not being met, and you're getting texts and calls. So I just wanted to bring this conversation up because I know it's, I think it's becoming less taboo, but I think it is something that still needs to be brought up, is just how we prepare for when we're not here, and just the avenues that we can do so that way we're not putting our loved ones in a situation where they have to depend on a crowdfundme or a GoFundMe, or they have to raise money, or have to depend on other people to make sure things are done. Especially with a person of his stature, I think the thing that I thought about was, man, like, I know that he was famous. We don't know how much money he had, but obviously if it happened to him, it could happen to a regular person. You know what I mean? Because they don't have as much avenues or reach that maybe he had when he was alive. So I just wanted to bring it up because there's definitely people who are listening that I know could be in a similar situation.
I think it happens to them sometimes even more, because even I know everybody wants to be an entrepreneur, but at the end of the day, all of that is your responsibility. When I go to my job, you sign them papers, you sign up for your benefits, they take it out your check. You don't have to do nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if you have extra policies, that's extra policies that you have on the side. But if you are an entrepreneur, that's all on you. Your benefits, your life insurance, your everything is on you. So I feel like a lot of our people don't necessarily make it a priority. So, you know what I mean? That's just what ends up happening. And also, too, like, if you get a policy, keep your policy up, because they not going to remind you to make your payment. They want your payment to lapse. They want your benefits to lapse. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've known people that had $1 million policies that, some happened, automatic payment didn't go through. Then, of course, they don't hit you till, hey, your shit gone. You know what I'm saying? And then if you wait late in life to get a policy, and now you got ailments, you got high blood pressure, you got heart disease, whatever, it's going, you know what I mean? The premium's going to be way higher. So,
or you may not be able to get it
at all. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely something that you need to be planning for now, while you still, you know what I mean, in good health.
Well, and then another layer that we don't think about, we don't know how these policymakers are going to be able to look at if you had COVID.
Yep. I was thinking that too, because I'm like, how are they going to treat people who had COVID? Because they don't know the long-term effects of what your health is going to be like.
You may not be eligible, or your premium may go sky high because you having COVID. So this is the time that maybe, again, if you were thinking about getting a policy And for those that are listening, we're talking about life insurance, obviously. You may want to get it because whether you're vaccinated or unvaccinated, you can still get COVID.
Exactly.
And they may not look at whether you were vaccinated or not. They may just look, hey, in any time, did you test positive for COVID? And obviously, we're all speculating. I don't know. But what I'm saying is I don't want to find out either.
Right.
So
not when it's too late.
Not when it's too late. So you need to definitely get a policy, some sort of policy, even if it's a $10,000 policy. And I think people just
to cover the expenses.
Just to cover expenses. And we're not educated enough. And fortunately, I was taught that if somebody is dependent on your income, that you should at least get 10 to 12 times what your annual income is. So if you make $50,000, then you should probably be looking at a $500,000 policy, because not only do you want to pay for the expenses, you also want, when you're gone, if somebody's dependent on your income, you want them to be okay for at least a pretty good amount of time, so that way they don't have to worry about, like she said, I got to go back to work in a couple days. She has no choice. And that's we already talked about being in places that we're not welcome. Imagine being in a place you're not welcome, plus you're dealing with grieving and planning a funeral, and you got to make sure that all the bills that he was taking care of at one point in time that you're responsible for. That's how this leads into another conversation, but that is how older people end up with dementia or all these other ailments that they have, Alzheimer's, things like that, where they are under such a unbearable amount of stress that it just breaks them. And they start losing their memory. They start, not acting themselves. I know that probably everybody can tell a story about an older person getting scammed. Like, I have an uncle right now. Well, my grandfather got scammed because he was so stressed for money that he just started getting these random phone calls and saying, oh, if you don't pay us this amount of money, then you're going to go to jail. Or if you give us $5,000 and we can turn that $5,000 into, $50,000. And at that age, your mind doesn't work the same way. So he was just transferring money. And my uncle was going through the same thing where he had $500,000 in his retirement, wiped them all out.
That's crazy.
Wiped them all out. And another $90,000, I think, I'm not sure if it was equity or whatever, but basically you're just so stressed that you believe these people, you know what I mean? And you just, and they know that, and they prey on these older people. So the amount of stress that you're going through is definitely related. And you can tell that she's under stress, under a lot of stress, and it's not going to stop. It's going to continue because, again, you got to work, you got to take care of the bills, and she may not have been responsible for the bills prior to. So now you're asking somebody to be that has never had to do that. So
that's a lot.
We got to just have these conversations. And, like a lot of people, I think the biggest misconception a lot of people have, and I think we should probably have somebody that writes life insurance policies on the show, is the difference between whole term and whole life and term life insurance, excuse me, where a lot of people don't realize that the differences between them. Whole life insurance will cover you for your whole entire life. That's what it's called, whole life. But it's more expensive. It's more expensive because it's life insurance and they invest your money. Term life insurance is what it means. It's only for a term. So 15 years, 20 years, 30 years. So term life is a lot cheaper because it's not doubling as an investment. It's not something you can't pull your money out of. Whole life is, so that's why it's more expensive. So usually, just depending on your circumstance, if you don't think you have a lot of money, and it is probably better for you to go with term, because, for instance, if a whole life policy is $260 and you have a term life policy that's worth like $30, because that's how cheap that they can be, you would usually want to do the term for like 20 or 30 years, and the difference between the two, so the $230 that you would have been paying for the whole life, you just invest that money on your own. Because you're going to get a better return on your investment than you're going to get a return in their investment. Because they're only going to give you like maybe 2, 3, 4, 5%. In your own time, you can probably get anywhere between 10 and 12%. So, and the whole point is for you to be financially free, so you don't have to even depend on a life insurance policy if something happens. So get a 20 to 30 year, invest on your own. if you're not, at least get the whole life. But again, you're going to be spending upwards of $200, $250, $300, and most people don't have that amount of money. A $30 or $40 policy, even if you get a $10 policy, $10, just get it for 30 years, and then you can get multiple policies. Like if you want to get one every 10 years, then do that. But just get something.
Yeah.
Just get something, because there's too many black people, and it's not just black people, but we see it more often because we're in the community that end up with these bills or expenses, and then like family comes in and says, "Oh man, he deserved to be, put in a casket, and a gold casket, and this and this and this and that." And it's like, man, but it's coming out of our pockets. We don't have no $30,000 just sitting around just to bury somebody. So, you all got to scrape together. And then
the amount that it costs is ridiculous.
Yeah.
First of all, that's ridiculous. The amount it costs to die.
Right.
Don't make no damn sense.
For a casket, for a plot.
Like,
It's lucrative.
Yeah.
Like,
or
that's ridiculous.
Or prepay for your plot.
That too.
And prepay for your burial.
Yeah.
If you're not going to get life insurance, then you need, those are your options.
Yeah.
Whole life, term, or prepay.
Prepay.
Or just have money set to the side for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Please, because if not, again, you are going to be putting your family through a lot more turmoil, and you need to understand that we're all human. You're going to die. It is not if.
That's the guaranteed.
It's when.
That's the cold part. That it's like, it's not like, oh, maybe I should get this just in case. No, it's not just in case. It's gonna happen.
It's going to happen, and we get insurance on everything else. You have car insurance, you have homeowners insurance, you have renter's insurance, you have phone insurance.
Phone on your phone on insurance.
My equipment.
How much is your phone
travels?
insurance? How much is your phone insurance?
Shit, I don't know. Like $10? I think
At
about
least,
like $10.
At least $10.
You can have a policy for that, low key.
Yeah. I have a
And that's for term.
yeah.
Whole life.
I have a $600,000 policy, and it's $50 a month.
Yeah.
And I probably need to get more now that I'm thinking about it. But
It's something.
the way, again, I think we had this conversation. The way I thought about it was, if I die, that's enough to pay off the house, so you don't have to worry about the mortgage, and that's enough to live off of for a certain amount of years. So that way you can get things together, and that pays for college, that pays for everything else.
Yep.
That's how I thought about it. And I may add a secondary term to what I already have, and my term is 30 years, and I figured, I kind of looked at the average age that black men die. I think it's like around like 70, like 60 to 70. I just said, hey, it could happen. If it doesn't, then I'll add another policy.
Right.
So we just don't want to see y'all go through what we see her going through, and we see most family members go through, because, man, during funerals, man, I just know what it is. It just brings out the worst in people sometimes. Fighting over what money was left over, wills. Nobody did a will, so then you got to work with the state, divvying out what's left, or having to owe because the person died in debt. It's just so much. One person wanted a funeral to go this way. One person wanted them to bury on this. One person wanted to get buried in the church. It's just like, the last thing you should be worried about is that. Have a will, have it set in stone, what you want, record it on a video, have the money set to the side, so that way there is no confusion.
And have your, like you said, you got to have that trust too. You know what I'm saying? Because if, I don't even care if you own your house, if you die and ain't nobody else's name on that deed, they got to go through probate and all that other extra, you know what I'm saying? So people don't be having that kind of stuff set up either. And I don't think people really be knowing, you know what I mean? People just think like, oh, I own my house. It's our house. If you didn't have stuff set up before you left here, that's the state house.
You're allowing the state to figure out what's happening with your
stuff.
property.
Yep.
Yeah. So we got to just have those conversations, and ideally, what you should do, what I'm going to start doing, is every year I'm going to sit down and have a conversation on what I want done. Because if anything changes, I can update it then. But at least, hey, we're having a yearly conversation on, first of all, do you know where to get the money?
How to access it, you know what I mean?
This
Everything.
is my policy number. I have these bank accounts. These are the passwords. So if something happens, this is how you access it. And this is what I want done. It's on paper. It's written out, whatever. So I think that will be a good episode. I think either having somebody that writes life insurance policy or somebody that writes wills. Because we don't have those conversations. Like,
Don't.
do your guys' parents have wills?
No, my mom was just, we would literally were just having this conversation where she was saying I need to get everything, like she tells me what she wants, but I'm like, you still gotta
get it in writing.
You gotta get it in writing. You know what I'm saying? I think another thing that people don't know is like when your parents retire, a lot of times depending on what they got, if they got CalPERS or whatever, you still collect their retirement if you're not married.
If you're a beneficiary.
Yeah, you got exactly. If you're a beneficiary, but I think you get a partial amount if you're married, and then you get the whole amount if you're not married. As even if no matter how old you are. So again, I think it's just a lot of things about these things that people don't know at all. So talk to your parents for sure. You know what I mean? Your parents ain't getting no younger. Make sure you know what they got going on. Make sure they have all their stuff in order. And no matter how young you are, have your stuff in order.
Well, because if not, you may be the one taking care of your parents. And if you are, then you need to get prepared for that.
Yep.
That's not easy.
We did that.
That's not easy because I've seen that too, up close and personal. Don't have no money, so can't pay for no care. Don't want to put them in a home. So now you're the primary caregiver.
Yep.
And that is a 24/7 job, and it is not easy. How about your parents?
Look at the look.
No, I thought I felt like a little sway, like there was a little earthquake when that act.
Oh, no.
No,
I felt a little.
don't
sway.
do that.
Right. Don't do that.
What? That's why I'm looking around, like trying to see something swinging around. Yeah, there was a little something. Anyway, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there's any wills from Will.
Young Nate,
Do you know?
do you know?
He like, I'm the young one.
Well, you still got to know.
Yeah. No, for real. So hopefully this will, spark y'all to have those conversations.
Please, if there's anything you do from this episode, go talk to your parents and talk to your spouse or yourself and get yourself situated.
Yep.
Because people die young every day.
Yeah.
Car accident.
He wasn't even that old.
No.
Let's talk about that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you out here living reckless, you definitely need to get your stuff together.
Definitely.
Ah, such a sobering conversation.
Must have though. So
Yes. All right. Well, to lighten things up, we're gonna talk about Miss Jada Pinkett Smith.
Jada. I really do. At the end of the day, I just want to say, regardless of anything, I really do appreciate her platform and the Red Table Talk, because whether you agree or not, she has started a lot of conversations. Same thing, and that's the same thing we trying to do.
Absolutely.
You
and
know?
her episode was our highest rated episode.
Yeah, so
Thanks,
I'm
Jada.
like, yeah. Her will go up.
Oh, for sure. Some of y'all listening because y'all listened to that episode, Black Table Talk.
That's true.
And if you haven't, go back and listen to it.
Yeah, that's
as well.
So first of all, happy birthday to Jada Pinkett Smith. She turned 50.
yes, ma'am.
That is a milestone birthday, 50
Yes.
years old, and she still looks great. I will give her that.
Was that bicentennial or is that?
Yeah, sure do.
Yeah, I think it's bicentennial. So we're going to play the clip so that way we're not speaking for her.
Right. Because our show was about to. Let me go find a receipt real quick.
Jumped out of a helicopter on his 50th.
Oh, he did.
What's on your bucket list? What you gonna do? Happy birthday.
I'm sorry, just so that we give a little more context. Arsenio, so on her Red Table Talk, she had a bunch of friends pop in and wish her happy birthday. That was Arsenio Hall. That was basically asking her what's on her bucket list for 50. So that way we all know what's going on. Sorry.
Oh my goodness. That's funny. Do you have a bucket list? That's a good question.
I actually do, but it's not
Not physical.
it's just not physical.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm right there with you.
I absolutely have a bucket list. I really want to learn how to love, but I know what it isn't.
Yeah.
And I'm just on the journey of really understanding what love is.
Yeah. So everything on your bucket list right now is just part of your spiritual journey and your path right
Yeah,
now.
absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. When we were
All right.
Boom.
I will say this. If you haven't listened to the whole episode of her Red Table Talk, please do. Because there was a lot of good information that I got from her episode.
That's why I said I really
It wasn't-
appreciate her platform.
And what I don't like is that obviously I know that clip got out there to get people to listen because it's going to cause some controversy. But listen to the whole episode, because I think a lot of times, and we're going to get to the meat of this conversation, but a lot of times we don't hear from older people. And like, that's one thing that's been on my mind. Like, as a black man, I don't hear what it's like to be 40. I don't hear what it's like to be 50. I don't hear what it's like to be 60. I don't know what to expect. So hearing her talk about her journey to 50 was like good for me. Just hearing it as a black woman, I'm not just sure if you listened to the whole episode or not, but just hearing older people express their journey through their ages and how life has changed. Because I remember back in the day, I thought 30 was old. 30 is not. 30 is hella young.
I'm young as hell.
You know what I mean?
And I'm 33.
And now then, you know, and then you hear things like, you know, Jay saying, oh, you know, 30 is a new 20, and then or 40 is a new 30.
Yeah.
You hearing all this, so you're like, okay, now I'm kind of confused on age. Like, is 30 old or is 30 not? And for me, 30 was kind of when it clicked. Like, my maturity and my youth kind of met together, and it was like, damn, like 30 was dope for me. So, and then 40, I think, you know, as you get older, it can get better. Like, people think like, oh man, now you older.
I think that's why I understood what she was trying to say when she said that, is because I know at 33 where I'm at, and I know there's still so much for me to learn and new things for me to learn. Like,
not even halfway through.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it's stuff like that. There's ways that I used to think just last year that I'm like, bitch, what was you talking about?
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's still so much more to learn. And I think now in the day and age that we're in with social media and, you know, all of this extra validation of the internet, like, I feel like people really think that they know it all. Like, they're there. I'm here. Like, bro, you still got a lot of life to live, God willing, and it's still so much for you to learn. And your mindset is still going to change on the things that you are so sure about right now.
Right. Yeah.
It's just what it is.
That is a fact. I totally agree. Shit, you know, nigga turned 30, and I'm like, damn, I'm still learning.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's still a lot that I have yet to experience.
That part.
You know what I mean? And it's great to realize that I have time. You know, I do and I don't, because you never know. But like, I'm banking on that I got time, and I'm going to be able to experience a lot of things.
Right.
So like, I don't feel like I'm rushed. At the same time too, I don't feel like I have to hurry. Like, I don't feel like
you could enjoy the moment.
Yeah, I can enjoy the moment
without feeling pressure of like, I gotta do everything right now.
Right. Like, I don't have to like, okay, every weekend I should be going somewhere else or something like that, or like every day should something should be new. I mean, yeah, but it doesn't have to be.
Yeah,
I can enjoy this right here, and new things are gonna come, new experiences are gonna come. That will, like, even just doing this podcast has changed a lot of my ways of thinking and my views on certain things. And it just is what it is. So, I mean, I get what people were saying, like, oh, poor Will, you know, we back to the poor Will. You know what I'm saying? Like, your wife out here doing you scandalous. She says she got to learn how to love. She don't know what love is. And I'm like, there is still, no matter if you're in love or not, there's still a lot to learn about it. I feel like, because there's more than just romantic love. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the part that people don't realize either. I just had seen a meme online that was so deep. It was saying Judas ate too, and it was talking about how, you know, God washed his feet, served him, fed him, all that, knowing that he was finna betray him. And they like, dang, that's a kind of love that I can't comprehend. Not even have. I can't even comprehend it. So there's different levels that we have not, that we can't even comprehend to love. You know what I mean? We just feel like romantic love is the end all be all.
Yeah.
And it's so much more than that.
Yeah. And if you study the word love in the Greek, there's like 9 different versions of love. The love you're talking about is agape love, and that is the highest form of love. It is divine. It is unconditional. So like that kind of love, most people don't have that kind of love where they can love their enemy. Because it's
even within their spouse, it's still a lot of conditions.
It's very conditional.
We talk about all the time. Wait, this, if you ain't doing that, if you ain't doing this, if you ain't, all these different things that go into being worthy of being in a relationship and being loved. It's like, dog, our love, a lot of our love has so much conditions.
Yeah, well, and then I would even ask the question, if the love is conditional, is it love? I mean, and we talked about this last episode where I said, when you are in the courting stages, you need to ask the person you're dating what their definition of love is.
Absolutely.
Because in marriage, and we're going to definitely get to her comment, but this is what I don't get, and this is where age makes you better, hopefully, in most cases, and this is why I'm kind of an advocate for not getting married until you're a little bit older, because when you're saying your vows, do you know what you're actually saying?
That's true.
Some people do, some people don't. And when you say for better or for worse, a lot of people say that thinking about better, but they're not thinking about the worst. Or they say, I will love you unconditionally. I'll care for you. I'll provide for you. Blah, 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 blah. But then when they get into the marriage, they're only thinking about what they receive and not what they can give. So when you say better or for worse, like there was a clip I was watching this morning where there was a husband and wife, and I think the husband got into an accident and he was paralyzed or whatever.
Oh, I saw that. That broke me down. I was like,
and it's like, that's worse. But a lot of people, I couldn't do that. No, if he paralyzed and he can't have sex with me, then I'm good. I'm done. And no, he better let me have a side dude on the side. Blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
So, what part of in sickness and health did you not understand when you said your vows?
They thought the sickness was just a cold.
But that's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
You'll be all right.
If he get a cold, I'm gonna be there.
Right,
if he get the flu,
Yes.
maybe cold.
So when you're saying all these conditions that you need when you get married, at the end of the day, love is complex, but it's very simple. Do you love the person, or do you love what you see about the person?
That's why it's red flags to me when people name off all of the benefits that they're looking for. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand, like, nobody just wants to be in a situation
No.
You know what I'm saying? But when that's like your main thing is the benefits, it's like, bruh, anything can happen with those benefits.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whether it's physical, whether it's mental, like, if everything is predicated on what you receive, that means that, like they said, like, you're looking for somebody to. You just want a husband. You just want a wife.
That
you don't
quote
want
that you said that episode
man.
Was so deep when you said, "Don't not look for a husband. You need to focus on wanting to be a wife."
Exactly.
Or vice versa.
Vice versa.
Yeah.
You just want the benefits of a wife. You just want the benefits of a husband. That's if that's all you looking for.
It's gonna be a rough. It
rough.
is gonna be a rough go for you. Trust me, it will be a rough go for you. But as society, we gotta stop teaching that the ultimate goal in life is to be married.
Yeah.
Because
That's
then
the
it's
first
like
step.
when they get to the altar, then it's like, oh, I achieved the goal.
I did it.
No, the goal is to thrive in marriage. Because some people are like, oh no, the goal is just to stay married. No, it's not.
Woo, that.
The goal ain't just to stay, it is to thrive in your marriage. Too many people just have this bare minimum maintaining mentality.
Because for Black people, again, like you said, like a lot of us is just surviving. We made it on bare minimum. Like we've been skating on bare minimum.
Now we got to
for a long time. So like
We
the
gotta
mindset, it transfers to every other part of our life too. You know what I'm saying? Like
It's true. Yeah. No,
It's
that
unfortunate.
I want to get by mentality. We got to fix that, man. We got to fix that. I want to thrive in whatever situation that I'm in. I want to be at peace. I want to be happy. I want to be fulfilled. I want to be fulfilled before I get married.
Yep.
So I don't have to depend on my spouse to feel fulfilled.
That's why it's crazy. Somebody asked me the other day that they were like, as a married woman, what type of advice do you give your single friends? I'm like, on relationships, I don't. I love them and encourage them to better themselves personally.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like, they don't need my advice on relationships.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just here loving them, hyping them, and encouraging them in their personal life. And everything else gonna fall in place for them, period.
So they don't ask you about relationship advice?
No.
No.
We grown.
I think self-love is relationship advice. You
Well,
can
I'm
have a
saying,
relationship.
like, for real.
No, I understand what you're
Yeah.
saying, but I'm just saying I think people miss that. People want to get into the relationship and then work on themselves. No. Nobody wants to be in a relationship with a half person. You need to be whole before you come to me.
Yep.
Because I'm not going to fix you. Because if you can't fix you, why do you think I can fix you?
Yep. So that's how I look at it. Like, and
See,
that's why
but it took age for me to understand that.
Yep.
Because I was trying to figure out why my relationship didn't work. Why did these relationships not work out? And it's like, because like you said, I was trying to fix people, but we're all broken in some form of fashion. But again, you have to take accountability for yourself, and then come, like we were talking about bringing the table, come to the table whole. First, let's focus on that, because you talking about, what do you bring it to the table?
Be whole. Have you a chair? Have you, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Like,
Have you
can
some
we talk
utensils?
about are you whole first? And then we can talk about what we both bring to the table, so we can build. But if you only bring a half of yourself, or if you bring in a 12-year-old version of yourself to the table because you haven't dealt with your childhood trauma, then you need to go deal with that first.
And that's why I tell people, like, you could tell people, like, do this, cook, clean. This is what dudes like. This is what this part. This is what to become that. But it's like, you need to be a better version of yourself, because you could be all of those things. Again, that's why people end up with people that ain't shit, because these people have mastered the things that make them look like a good mate.
Master the mask.
And they have not really worked on themselves. That's why I tell people, work on yourself.
Ooh,
be the best
Steph.
version of yourself. Do not
Steph
try to
preaching.
become the ideal person that somebody want, because you're going to get in that relationship and then they're going to see the real you.
Well, I tell
You don't
want to
want to be the ideal person for somebody specific.
You
want
wanna
to
be
be
the
the ideal person for yourself.
For yourself, yeah.
Right?
You're not
Like-
going to attract the person for you if you being what the internet told you to be.
Exactly. You can't attract what you want if you're not even being who you want to be.
That part.
Because it's not going to be real.
It
They're
ain't.
gonna be
It's not.
you gotta now you gotta put all this extra energy into being somebody that you're not, and you're trying to figure out why you're constantly drained because you are trying to keep up a facade. That's not you, because you feel like that's what you gotta do to keep up the lifestyle that you have, to keep the people that you have in your life. When in fact, if you just be you,
You can find your people.
you feel me? You could be
People be in friendships that ain't for them.
Oh,
like, you know
shit.
what I'm saying? Like, find your people. Like, I'm so glad I have my tribe and my people that's like, we're in sync. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have to, try too hard. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people, like, if you an introvert, but you out here with all these people that want to be out in these streets all the time, it ain't gonna really.
It's not organic.
You know
gotta
what I
set-
mean?
Yeah, you gotta set those boundaries. I'm able to do that. There's times where I want to go outside. Cool, I'll go outside with people I go outside with. And then the people who want to go outside when I don't want to go outside, they understand. Oh,
Right.
Nah, I don't feel like going nowhere.
Find
Okay.
your people.
And we're not
Cool.
talking about, there's going to be times in friendship relationships that you have to compromise. But we're
Oh,
talking
yeah,
about
definitely.
changing who you are at the core.
At
And
the
I think
core.
I think we had that conversation last week too. So I tell people all the time, marriage will only expose who you really are. If you are in a intimate marriage, you cannot hide who you are for very long.
No, because you start getting
Hell
real
no.
comfortable.
Now, this is life for life. Ain't no way you can.
Well, and I see you.
You gonna
I
be able to
see
keep
you.
this up for
I
life?
see you. But when you're dating, it is easy to put on a facade because I only see you when I want to see you.
Especially if you're trying to get to a goal.
Yeah.
Right? If your goal is just to be married, to have a wedding.
Oh, you can.
Right?
You can
can
put the
do
facade
all
on.
these things. You're going to do all these things just to get to the goal. Once that goal is complete, you start
Yeah, let the guard down.
dropping. I'm not doing this anymore. The goal is here. My goal was to make this. All right, well, I'm done making. I got all the ingredients. It's there. It's done.
Right.
Nah, I don't have to put anything else into it because
I got the ring.
Right. My finished product was this.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
So why am I keeping up for something that I already have?
Exactly.
And
When
that's
people
why
get
I
comfortable.
feel what she was saying as far as like, really truly learning the core of what love is. Because I feel like a lot of us feel like we think we know, because we're in love. But and then there's the other side of it where you could love somebody, but that don't mean you loving them
properly. Yep. Totally agree. Yep. Absolutely. And I think, but she even said that. She said, "I know what love isn't." She said, "I need to learn what love is." And to your point, she did not say romantic.
Yep.
We didn't know she was talking about self-love. We didn't know she was talking about love for her children. We didn't know she was talking about love for her mother. We didn't know she was talking about love for her friendship. She just said love in general. So obviously, I understand.
And if you want to get deep, I'm pretty sure she felt like she loved August Alsina, but that was not.
It was not the correct love. It was not. It was not.
Even
it
if
was
the
not,
the right intentions was there.
Yeah. And I think, and that's what I was trying to get to on that episode, was that it was toxic, whether it was good intention or not, whether it was what, like you said, I know she had good intentions. Sounded like she had good intentions, but it was unhealthy because it was good for her, but it was hurting him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I said it was abusive, because he expressed, he said it was, and at the time for him, you know, he was looking for the wrong kind of love because he needed somebody to lean on or whatever, and was looking for some type of help. And I felt like she took advantage of him because he was vulnerable. And that's why I said she was kind of trash for it, because she has a platform that she's giving other people advice when she has not figured it out herself. But
everybody is, because I'm on here every week and I ain't figured it out.
No. I know, but when you portray yourself as an expert in what you're doing, and in reality behind closed doors, you're not being honest about how you're hurting people. That's why I had the issue with her. But I do commend her honesty on this episode, and I do commend her for even saying that, because it takes a lot for you to admit that you don't know how to love, or that you have more learning to do when it comes to love. And let me be very clear. You never stop learning.
Ever.
So I don't know where people think, oh, well, if you don't know how to love, then why are you married? A lot of y'all married don't know how to love. A lot of y'all got that 5 love languages book because you need to figure out how to love your husband or your wife better. So if you...
Or you think you doing a good job.
But you're not. Because you should be learning, because, and then let's bring this up. If y'all want to talk about it's a romantic love, that's fine. But your spouse will change.
And people's needs change.
And you will have different seasons. It will go from fall to summer to spring. Sometimes it's hot. Sometimes it's cold. And you are going to have to relearn your spouse. Maybe not at the core, but things do change because you do go through different seasons. Like I went through a phase where I was depressed because of stuff that was going on in my personal life. You're going to have to adjust to that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be the same lovey-dovey. We go on vacation, we go on trips, and we go to restaurants, and we eat, and we having fun. At that point in time, I need you to really hold it down. And you're not going to be able to be the same woman, or again, same man in the situation. Or like in that situation where the guy he lost his leg, or he didn't lose his leg, but he got in an accident, and he had an accident to his spine.
He had to learn how to
walk again.
Mm-hmm.
That's a different kind of love.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because now you're loving somebody that can't give you something that you were normally getting back. And I think that's where people really have the biggest issue, is loving people that can't give them what they want back. A lot of times it's easy to love somebody that can give you something.
Yep.
But can you love somebody that can't give you nothing?
Yep.
And if you can't, again, you might need to reevaluate it. And that's why I'm saying maybe you need to hold off on getting married. Time, like you said, we have time. Take your time.
See, that's why I'm not in a rush.
Take your time.
I ain't mad.
Take your time. Because if not, marriage is a lot easier to get into than it is to get out of.
Yep.
Man.
Especially once you start building and having children and
finances and
all
buying
that
houses.
different kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I am in no rush.
So, yeah, Jada, we ain't mad at you, Jada. We ain't mad at you.
I'm sure if Raggio was here, he would.
Oh, he was.
100%.
But too bad.
He was
so sad. You ain't.
But I do understand the criticism. I do.
Definitely.
I do get it.
Definitely.
I do get it.
Once a year.
But the whole point of her platform is to have the difficult conversations.
Yeah.
And I'm glad she's having it now. Again, my only critique for her was just not being transparent from the beginning, because they denied it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, nah. I said I don't think he would just about what was going on with her in August and all that.
Okay.
Remember at the beginning, she's like, "Oh, it didn't happen." Blah blah. I was like, man, he wouldn't be making up. This seemed very specific.
I feel like for me,
She over gaslighting and shit.
if my husband cheated on me or I cheated on my husband, I'm not finna be transparent with the internet about that.
But then they said it wasn't cheating. They said they had a break.
Well, I mean, whatever the situation is.
But then you can't have a platform based on transparency.
It's
But
not
you don't
gonna
want to
be
be
public.
transparent. That was my thing. Don't be saying you want everybody to be transparent, but then you not being transparent with your fans and with your followers. That's my thing.
Sense.
It's boundaries. I mean, because I set my boundaries. I'll block a con a nigga in a minute, whether I got a platform or not. I still get to set my boundaries and say this is a boundary for me. Even though I have this platform and I say, everybody should be able to voice their opinion and we're here to have these difficult conversations. Blocked. I still get to set your own boundaries.
But that's on the pod. You didn't say that they had the freedom to do that on your page.
That's true. But again, I feel like it's kind of the same. Like you get to have boundaries in what you want to share.
Nah. Nope.
What you mean?
You can't say I'm all about healing and growing and spiritual growth and transparency, but then when you was in some shit, then you deny everything.
Sometimes things are easier said than done.
And sometimes it's also not your story to tell, because there's things that I might be comfortable sharing, but my husband might not be comfortable with me sharing, and that's my spouse, and we had to find that boundary because he's much more open than I am. That's my business. Like you know what I'm saying? I have boundaries when it comes to that. So
and that's perfectly
you
fine.
know what I mean? So for him, he's like, okay, I know that you're not as comfortable sharing that kind of stuff, so I don't have to talk about it. Like,
and that's fine. But then don't spin it. Don't just say, hey, look, I'm not comfortable commenting on that situation. We're going to handle that privately. Don't have the nigga on the show and then
that's true.
You know what I mean? Like you trying to make it seem like y'all all one happy family and shit.
No, that's true.
Nah.
That part's trash. But I do feel like people, whether you an influencer, whether you know celebrity, I don't give a damn. You have a right to your boundaries and saying this is a boundary.
Totally get it. But there's consequences to your actions and your credibility will take a hit because of it.
If you setting a boundary, like you said, set that boundary. The having a nigga on the show and faking it,
right?
You know.
And the only reason why he told us the truth because niggas figured it out and the nigga had a documentary.
Yeah.
See, and the other thing I didn't like was she stood by and let them niggas trash that nigga.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, he just doing this for clout. He lying. He just blah, 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 blah.
She's just sitting back.
That's true. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to stand on that boundary because I feel like we got to start being more.
Yes.
You know, especially with celebrities, you know what I'm saying? Even with the AJ Johnson situation, I was saying, I'm like, y'all sharing this man's GoFundMe for his funeral and, you know, using it as, you know, a talking point. And I'm like, I know for a fact there's been people that have passed away and y'all not sharing they GoFundMe's doing the same thing. But because it's a celebrity, people will do it. But if your family member died and you shared a GoFundMe and I reshared it and was like, this is why you need to get life insurance, that's really insensitive as fuck, low key.
I agree with you to a certain extent. I think people do that when they know that the person they're sharing it or sharing it about is not going to see it or is not going to say nothing.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. I'm like, the things that we do to celebrities or people that we feel like don't know us, I feel like is much different because I'm like, y'all don't do this with y'all friends. Y'all share it and be like, y'all, any way that y'all can help, well, which you should. But y'all don't be doing the shit that y'all be doing when y'all share celebrity shit. Come on now.
Well, but we don't know what conversation they have behind closed doors.
Not at all.
Because they may say it personally. You know what I mean? They may say, like, hey, like, this happened. I don't want to see this happen ever again. Y'all need to get life insurance. Or they may have had conversation before where they told the person to get life insurance they need to get. But I get what you're saying.
I just feel like the boundaries with celebrity, there ain't none.
No, yeah.
So that's why I be saying, like, everybody's, you know, entitled today.
I think social media has blurred that.
A lot.
I think before there was definitely a separation.
And I think, too, it changed the entitlement of, like, we feel like we deserve, like, we need answers. The internet needs answers. Like, I don't really have to tell y'all shit.
I'll tell you this. If I ever get caught up in a scandal, I ain't saying shit.
I'm going to be Beyonce out here.
I ain't saying nothing.
I ain't saying
because if you say
thing.
something, then you make it worse.
I ain't finna be Derek Jackson sitting
no
up
comment,
here.
No comment.
I ain't doing
no
that
video.
Shit.
We ain't doing no breakdown. I ain't explaining nothing.
I'm gonna be like that girl. Did y'all see that girl, that YouTuber who got caught online trying to make her son fake cry about their dog dying?
No, I didn't see that.
So like she didn't cut the footage out. Like she said, "Come on, make it look like you're crying."
And she put it up?
Yes, and she accidentally included it in the video.
Oh.
They was dragging. She just deleted her whole YouTube. That's gonna be me. I delete my shit. I'm gone.
I'm out.
I'm out.
Y'all forget about it. I'll come
Y'all
back.
ain't getting nothing from me.
For real.
I'm gonna come back with a new identity.
No, for real. Like, you don't even have to do all that. You could just be like, sit back and wait for a minute, especially for YouTube.
Oh, yeah. Facts.
Like, if you're not like
She
on like
deleted her
regular
shit.
stream all the time, people forget.
Well,
quick.
On YouTube, I would just make an apology video and then I would move on.
That's usually what people do, but she just deleted her shit. She was like, I'm out.
I was like, you know what? I'm so because that video gonna go up.
That video went
you know what? It's been fun while last time.
She was like crying and she was like, we can't believe this. And then after I guess they were done, she was like, okay, she was trying to get the thumbnail picture. She was like, okay, come here.
Wait, hold on.
Act like you're
Was there a GoFundMe for the dog?
Nah.
Okay, so she didn't collect money for the dog.
Nah, she was just, but I'm just saying, if a scandal goes down, I'm gonna be like her. I'm deleting my shit and I'm out.
I'm saying, did she delete it because she collected money for
she deleted because she was getting dragged.
Oh well. But the dragging don't last for too long.
It really don't.
It really don't.
YouTube.
See, like I was thinking about this the other day because somebody in a group posted a post from Derek Jackson, and I was the first one to be like, "Nigga, we ain't forget."
Yeah.
I'm like, stop. But in reality, is And this was crazy. If he wouldn't have said anything, nobody would have said nothing.
It would have just went away.
Nothing.
I would have just came out with the book.
Yep.
And I would have just kept on going.
Yep.
And I would just kept on posting videos.
Because you know what? People would have bought the book to see if you said anything in the book.
Yes. And people would have forgot.
They would have forgot.
But the fact that you kept on making these little videos, first
You
it
made
was
it
you in the
worse.
house, then it was you with the chick with the helmet of salvation, then it was you making a video critiquing yourself. I'm like, bruh,
how you react to your own video?
I think that's one of the best things I seen Drake say was he was saying that his mom told him he got like a 3-day rule.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like if he's feeling a way about a rumor that's going around, he waits 3 days, and by that 3rd day, the shit's over.
Yeah.
Always.
If you still
either
feeling
something
the
else
way-
happened or niggas just don't care no more.
If you still feeling the way after 72 hours, then you need to move on it. But
Yeah.
if you're not, if you forgot about it, then it wasn't that serious.
It wasn't that serious.
Yeah.
I was like, I need to start doing that.
3-day rules.
I can't wait 3 days on some shit.
Depends.
The disrespect be too loud.
No, yeah. If
I can't.
sometimes it need to be addressed at that moment.
Usually if I'm address it, blocked. That's how I'm addressing.
I mean, it really depends on what level you're at. He's at a different level, and
Right.
like that shit was a rumor and shit, versus being somebody just trying to do some disrespectful shit. You know what I mean? The circle that Drake has is completely different. So the words that are being saying are usually minuscule and not that big for him to give a fuck about because it's not coming around in his business. You know, our shit right now, if something comes up and the shit's like, my circle ain't that small.
But
Not
I need
noticing
to
this shit.
start. I need to start learning how to move that way now because you know they always say like manifest. Like I need to be prepared for that next level. So I'm about to start acting like
Y'all
Drake.
know how I am. I don't care
I'm starting acting
what
like
you
Drake,
say
so I'll
about
be
me,
ready.
and even if you say something about me, I'll address it.
Look, it really
I ain't
And then
gonna
I'll leave
lie.
it be.
It really
I'm not
depends.
that person. Like sometimes I don't care, but I be caring. I ain't even finna front.
Sometimes you do need to check somebody
Yeah.
because if not, then people see it and they'll like, oh, okay, he ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes you need to check it.
Yeah. I be caring.
So
I
I'll be for-
everybody be like, oh, I don't care about nothing. I ain't got no feelings.
Nah,
I got feelings, and I'm gonna say something.
I'll be for the celebrities that be in the comments checking people sometimes.
Me too.
Sometimes, not all the time. I don't need you on there all the time, but sometimes you do need to check. You know, if you see something that's outlandish, like, bro, come on, man. Like y'all like that's all y'all do online to talk about other people.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, bro.
It's sad.
It is sad, but
It's the world we live in.
happy birthday, Jada Pinkett Smith, 50th birthday. Please keep making more Red Table Talk so we can keep talking about it. Happy birthday.
Keep doing your thing.
Hey, speaking of reacting to your own video, we should have Raggio react to the episode,
Oh,
to the segment.
Oh my God.
Since he ain't here.
Hell yeah.
But
That'd
what's
be a
funny
good
was
video.
he was the main one getting on August Alsina during that time.
Show was.
Then he switch up. He's like, oh no,
Switch.
Jada Pinkett.
I don't feel bad.
Yeah, I
Fucking around
seen
with this married
y'all
woman.
had a switch up just recently, and I commented I was gonna pull the. I be like, let me go back and pull this footage because y'all be switching up in the group.
Switching up on what? Tell us about it.
Now I'm just saying, like y'all energy towards certain situations, y'all be switching up in the group, and it might be a while later, but I don't forget nothing.
What's the? Give us an example.
I can't remember.
You literally just said I remember this shit.
I
I,
can't
don't
remember.
forget this shit.
I gotta-
can't remember.
Because y'all switch up so much, like
Different situations calls for
I always
different
remember,
answers.
but I forgot.
shut up.
No.
This why I be on his head.
You literally
This
just
why I
said,
be on his
I don't
head.
be forgetting.
Well, I'm trying to think
but
because
I
I
can't
don't really.
remember.
I honestly, I haven't really been interacting too much as of lately. I kind of just bring
I've
stuff
been
to the page.
busy. I've been busy.
I bring
but
stuff and then I kind of just
I
let
be,
it just.
I still be
bubble.
seeing because we get
That's
all the
usually it.
notifications for the
Drop
group.
some shit, go about my day.
But it was a post and it was Raggio. You know he be the main switch up nigga. Be the main switch up nigga.
What was it? I'm trying to think.
It was in the reverb, but I was like, y'all didn't have this same energy on the episode when we talked about
What
this.
was it? It was about relationships.
It was definitely about relationships. I think it was about it was something about with dating somebody with kids. It was one of them kind of posts.
I definitely didn't answer that one. So you wasn't talking about me. You wasn't talking about me. You were talking about Raggio.
It was about dating people with oh no, it was about
It was about
people,
stepdad and stepmom, right?
No,
That one?
it was about people over 30 without kids being a prize, basically.
Yes.
And I'm like, well, we talked about this on the episode.
Yeah, I
Y'all
didn't-
act like niggas over 30 with kids didn't exist, and if women were hoping to date niggas without kids, they was basically never gonna be able to find nobody.
What?
Right, but I thought the gist of the conversation was if a guy over 30 didn't have kids, that there's something wrong with him.
That was the post. The original post was
That's
like,
what
that
the
was a
original
red
post
flag.
said, and he was saying that's not a red flag. Da-da-da-da. This is, I'm like,
Yeah, I think he said that's not a red flag. It's just he was responsible.
Right. What's a red flag is that you feel like somebody's supposed to be having kids early on because you did or something.
That's what I got from it. I didn't comment, but I read it.
mm-hmm,
I didn't read the comments though, so maybe something in the comments is what you're talking about.
you know, I be remembering.
No, I know you remember.
You
so
be
we
remembering,
go.
but you forgot.
I remember, but I forgot. But I just
you
remembered
remember,
it.
but I forget. Like, come
I
on
be
now.
I be
Make it
forgetting
make
which
sense.
one it was.
Make it make sense, Steph.
No, it was. I think that's what you're talking about. Maybe it was.
No, it was. That's what it was. It was about he was caping for niggas over 30 with no kids, and I was like, oh, the energy is different now. Now these niggas exist and you caping for them. Oh, okay, cool.
What was it? I got to hear what the original conversation
I'm
was,
like, okay.
because maybe it was what I remember vaguely is he saying that don't depend, like if you are looking for that I guess they're rare and you may not end up getting that, and you may need to widen open your spectrum. I don't remember. I can't speak for him. When he comes back, we gonna let him review it and he gonna react. Speaking of relationships,
Oh Lord, we
have
always gotta have a relationship scenario.
because people gotta get in their relationship.
I feel
bag.
like I think too, because of the age that we're at, that people are like really we're more serious about relationships.
We are. Yes, definitely. So we got a question of the day that came from the Reverb Nation. We're going to leave them anonymous. The question is, how do you deal with a partner that freely shows empathy and thoughtfulness to others and not you? Dismiss your feelings. So if you're imagining things or blowing it out of proportion. Good question. BJ want to go first. Photo B want to go first. How do you deal with how do you
Basically, how do you deal with a narcissist?
You don't.
That's what it
You don't. Because if you're dealing with somebody who doesn't really like care about your emotions, care about your feelings, care what's going on, why are you dealing with them? That means they rather, it's either that they can't deal with the problems that's going on in a relationship due to the fact that they're most likely the cause of the problem. They don't want to address that. Anybody else's situations outside the relationship is most likely not their problem. So of course they're gonna have empathy, like, oh, I'm sorry, because it's not my fault. So now I feel bad. You know what I'm saying? If it's my fault, then damn.
Oh well.
I don't see the fault in my ways. You're tripping. You're doing too much. I'm not gonna cater to you because you're doing too much. And the way I'm acting when this is how I am. Just deal with that. Accept it. No. No.
Yeah.
That's like the biggest pet peeve of mine. If I feel a way about something, do not dismiss me as I'm tripping. That's the worst thing you can really do to a woman, for real. Like,
unless you're really tripping. Because y'all be tripping. Y'all be tripping sometimes.
I was going to say that. Sometimes y'all do be
Y'all
tripping.
be tripping.
Sometimes y'all do be tripping.
Hey, we be tripping sometimes too.
Men be big tripping.
We be tripping, right?
We don't want to admit that, but men do be tripping.
Right.
But I feel like at least even like attempt to figure out what I'm feeling and why before you just dismiss me as I'm tripping. Like,
you want to be acknowledged. You want your feelings to be acknowledged.
Right. Like, simple as that. And I think too, like, it goes both ways, because I feel like when you're bringing something to somebody, you have to your delivery matters. Even if you upset, if you mad, even if the person was wrong, your delivery still matters. And I always say that. Like, people think that they could talk to people any kind of way because they're in the right. And no, you can't. Boo-boo.
You know, it's true, because a lot of times too, it's like if you're coming at me in a way to where I don't really want to respond because you're coming at me in an aggressive, an attack, like it's like, especially if it's like if you're coming to me for a problem and it sounds like you're coming at it as it's my fault when it's not, then it's also too, it's like, yo, it's like, hey,
but even if it is, like, you still ain't gotta get at me foul.
Your delivery is, in my view, is in most cases more important than what the message is.
Yep. If you really want that person to understand, and if you're
want them to
dealing with
hear
your
you,
spouse, then it should matter. You know what I'm saying? Because unless you just trying to get off on who you mad at and just vent and like make them feel how you feel, then that's different. But if you really trying to come to a solution, then your delivery matters.
Also too, like, it also sounds like it's a possibility of resentment when it comes to the way of the response. Like if somebody's coming at you, like if they are treating your emotions and your feelings that way, it might be due to resentment. So ask what's going on. You know what I mean? It may be something that's going on as well. You might be the cause of
or maybe
why
they've
they're
been
acting
saying
a
the
certain
same
way.
thing over and over. But I feel like if you take the time to make sure that your delivery is on point, because sometimes that will be the issue of why somebody will dismiss you as tripping. But if this person just really does not care, I wouldn't just say leave, because we always say that.
No,
Just
leave. If they don't care, leave.
Nah, you need to. It depends on the severity and it depends on the relationship.
Right.
I would say go to therapy.
That part.
Go to some
Because
counseling.
there's other
because
options.
a lot of times, I think I remember that we talked about this, where we talked about with men, if you were in a home with a mother that may have been aggressive or dominating, that it is easier for you to shut down when a woman is expressing their feelings or maybe upset about something, where it's like you can't respond or you don't know how to respond, or it kind of puts you back in that same space. So it may not be that they're not thoughtful or they're not empathetic. It just means that maybe that they grew up in a environment where the woman was more domineering or authoritative, where did not know how to react in situations where there was conflict, where it's like now you get anxious and you kind of shut down. You're like, oh, I don't know how to respond. So you know what I mean? I think if it shows that he's able to, or he or she is able to be thoughtful and empathetic, so they have the ability to, but for some reason in that scenario they're not. So there may be a reason to it. I don't think that it's it can be purposely, but it may not be purposely. And you don't want to throw a relationship with, I think. It's
Right.
Let's kind of get to the bottom of it and see, can it be fixed? And do you want to fix it? Because if
that's
you're not willing to do it, then hey, yeah, then if this is a
Then
deal
it's time to
breaker,
do
then
it
this is a
move.
deal breaker.
Right.
Because for me, that's a deal breaker. For me, I'm the same way. If you do not acknowledge my feelings or how I feel, because then you're not hearing me. And if you're not hearing me, how can you properly love me if you don't hear what my concerns or what I'm saying is? That's part of communication. That is communication, is 80% listening. If you're not listening to me and everything I say, you're dismissing it or saying it's little or saying it's not a big deal or that you're tripping, then you're not loving me properly in my view, because love to me is serving the spouse or the person that you with. And in order to do that, you got to listen to what the person's saying. It's just like when you go to, like if I go out to eat and like the waiter comes to me and asks me what I want to eat, and I say I want a steak, and they come back and bring a chicken. I didn't ask for steak. I mean, I didn't ask for chicken. I asked for steak. You're not listening to me. I think in marriage and relationship, it's the same thing. If I'm expressing that what you're doing is hurtful, then if you really love me, then it's like, okay, I'm going to not be taking it personal. I'm going to say, you know what? If this is what I'm doing and if it's hurting you, then I need to adjust myself and I need to fix that. And just be patient with me while I'm fixing it, because maybe it's something that was just, I'm just used to doing it and I just don't know it. But you have to show that you're willing to do it. If it's, oh man, you tripping, I don't care what you got to say, we ain't going to go see no therapist, I ain't working on that.
Because people get like that because they care more about their intention than how it was received. And if they know that their intention, or they feel like their intention was in the right place, how you felt about what they did do not matter at all. They do not care. Like, that wasn't my intention. And that's all they're going to keep talking about, was that wasn't my intention.
We can't see your intentions, dog. Good intentions, what's the quote? Good intentions lead or there's a road of good intentions on the road to hell. Something like that. I can't see your intentions, fam.
Yeah.
Your intentions should line up with your actions. How about that? Or else it don't matter.
But we live in this new society of, manage your own triggers. I can't help the fact that you was triggered by this, or I can't help the fact that it made you feel away.
I hate that. I can't stand that. Manage my own triggers? Dog, you the trigger. Come on, man. God, I hate that shit.
And then people be mad when they blocked. Bruh, you the trigger.
Oh.
You gotta go. So yeah, no, that's true. And I seen a meme or something that said, if somebody loves you, they care about how they make you feel.
Yes.
And that's just the truth.
Yes.
Period.
But you also need to on the other coin of that, I totally agree with you, is that sometimes your feelings are not reality.
Yeah.
And sometimes you need to manage. In that sense, if the person is doing their best to try to appease you, you need to then take responsibility and say, you know what, maybe I did look a little bit too much into this, and maybe I am tripping. Because a lot of your past experiences, if you don't check them, you can bring those into your new experiences. Like if you've been cheated on and now you with somebody that you respect and that's faithful, sometimes, you know, your mind starts playing tricks on you and you like, oh man, where's he at? Where is she at? Oh, is she with this person? They with that person. And it's like, bro, it's not even that.
But I feel like it's okay to have triggers, and it's okay for people to express those to people. Like how I said, to say I'm tripping, that's a trigger for me. You know what I'm saying? So because it took so long for me to get to a place where I felt comfortable saying something made me feel away.
Right.
Or, you know what I'm saying? Or just being honest about it instead of just holding it in.
Right.
So if you just dismiss it, that's hard for me. So, you know, I'm like, let's just X that out. Let's not say that.
You have to,
you know what I mean?
So what would you prefer somebody say?
I would
if you're tripping.
No.
no, but what she's saying is right, because like in therapy, like did they actually tell you that? Like there's certain phrases or things
words that you're not
supposed to say at all.
In communicating.
Like obviously in marriage, we are getting a divorce. Like I want a divorce. You're never supposed to say that, because if you ain't gonna follow through with it, then don't say it. Or like if you're in a conversation, like what I learned is in conflict resolution, you're never supposed to say you.
Yep.
Because then you put them on the defensive, and now they are backed into a corner. Like you did this and you did that and you did that. That's attacking.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to learn that. I'm like, all right, I need to figure out a different way of saying that. Like, you know, bringing it to the table. And to be honest with you, I'm still figuring out how to do that, because it's just natural. Yeah. Like if you did something to me, the answer is you did it. But it's like, but then.
Or another thing they tell you to do is not use like never. You never, that kind of stuff. Like
I had to learn that too.
That kind of stuff matters, and so that's why it's like, okay, let's stop using these, because it's not getting us nowhere. All we doing is arguing, and we're defending our
stances.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of actually getting to an actual solution. So it's better to ask me, like, okay, well, what did I do that made you feel like that? Mm-hmm. And then we can get to the bottom of why. I might be tripping, but we really can't even get to the bottom of it because you already dismissing me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because, okay, well, maybe you feel like that because in the past this, or maybe, you know what I'm saying? And you really can't work through those emotions with a partner that ain't even willing to try. Yeah. To try.
Like in a situation where you think somebody's quote unquote tripping, maybe you say, hey, you know, I know you're upset, but to hear you properly and to resolve the issue, can you please just explain it to me so that way we can resolve it?
But like, nah, you tripping. This is why. Let me tell you all the reasons why you tripping off of why you tripping. This is and this is what happened. So you tripping. Don't worry about it. Things are fine. We're good, right? Or am I wrong?
It ain't gonna work.
Well, if tripping is a trigger for the woman, which a lot of women, that is a trigger, because a lot of men say, oh man, you be tripping.
You just tripping.
And a lot of times people and men do not underestimate a woman's intuition.
Well, I'm just saying like
a lot of times you be saying she tripping, but she know exactly what the hell going on.
Right. Well, I'm just saying about like the whole part, like it's still like coming up with and let me tell you why. It's not dismissing. You know, it's the follow up. Like, you're tripping. Let me tell you why. Versus, no, you tripping.
But you can't tell me how I feel.
See, but tripping.
But it depends on what it is.
But I'm gonna tell you
because for me it'd be like, a lot of times where the issue is again intention versus how it was received, and so just because I didn't receive how you intended, that doesn't mean I'm tripping. And I feel like that's something that people like to do. They like to dismiss you because their intention was different than how you received it.
It's belittling.
That part.
It can be. I'm sorry. It can be belittling. Can be belittling. Sometimes women do be tripping, but
that's what I'm saying.
But you calling it, but I'm telling you, you calling it out like that, you ain't gonna get the result that you want. It's not gonna happen.
And I mean, I said it on a post in the Reverb, you know, recently. Like, acknowledgement goes a long ass way. Sometimes that acknowledgement could just be the end of the fucking conversation.
It does.
Yeah. A lot of the time, like it literally could just be that.
Or not acknowledging can definitely escalate the issue into a full blown argument.
Yeah.
Like
people be ready to argue with you instead of acknowledging what you said.
Malcolm and Marie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Woo, that one. Woo, that was exhausting.
But that's kind of an exaggeration of it. But that's how it can happen. Because all she wanted to do was be acknowledged, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that turned into what, a 2-hour argument?
2 hours. And every time it was over, somebody said something else triggering to keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my God, this is crazy.
And it could have just been acknowledging her from the beginning.
And it had just been simple as that. And that's why we saying, like, sometimes people be on the defensive and ready to defend their point instead of just acknowledging somebody opinion, and that just being that. Like, and you could just acknowledge it, and that could be.
And that's part of the problem is a lot of y'all is just too damn defensive. And you defensive because you've had to be defensive your whole entire life. And again, that's what I think I was talking to you about breaking habits. We think that breaking habits is easy. That shit ain't easy.
It ain't.
If you had to be like that your whole entire life, then you get into a secure relationship. And I think we were having that conversation too, where women like, oh, I would be submissive if I'm in a secure situation. No, sometimes you're not. Because you've never had to be that. Mm-hmm. So now you saying that, oh, because now I'm with a good man, I'm gonna now all of a sudden be this submissive woman. Nah, because if you've always dealt with men,
it's gonna be a learning curve.
Oh, it's definitely gonna be a learning curve. Trust me, it's definitely gonna be, and that's vice versa. Mm-hmm. It works for both sides. Yep. I don't want to. I'm just saying it because I'm a man, but yeah, it's not as easy to live your whole life one way and then all of a sudden just switch it. Like, people like, oh, now, like, we see it all the time with these people that come across this crazy amount of money and then they lose it. And it's like, well, because they've never had the money. And you're like, oh, well, you should have been smart with your money. How? They never knew how. Mm-hmm. And if you don't, and even if you have the knowledge, it's your human nature. What is your natural bend? Are you, if you lived your whole life where you have been irresponsible with your money, getting more money is going to make you more irresponsible. Not less. Like,
my mom always used to say, wherever you go, there you are. You still the same person. You can move. You can get more money. You still the same person at the core unless you put in the work to change who you are. Period.
Yeah, you are going to be more. You're going to be more of who you are. So the people that we
moms that shit. Get moms a bed.
Oh yeah,
get moms a that's real shit.
That is
no
real
matter
shit.
where you go, you're there.
You're there.
You're
still
there.
You.
You're
still you.
Still
your surroundings
you.
change.
People
not your
think
interior.
like, if I go to Atlanta, everything gonna turn around. No, you gonna go to Atlanta. You gonna have them same spending habits. You gonna have them same bad habits. You gonna have you still gonna be you in a new city.
You can draw a Benjamin a $1 bill. Guess what? It's still a dollar.
Still a dollar.
Oh,
yeah.
my mama.
No, it's facts. People think that their situation changed, or they get more money, or they get a better job, or they get more power. All that does is just amplify who you already are.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, back to the question, I feel like having more empathy in general will help a lot of people. I think it's something that's very, very lost now with the internet. Very lost.
I don't even think it's the internet. I think
the
same thing.
disconnect is crazy.
I think the internet just exposed and amplified who you really are.
People are it gives people more room to be detached.
Yes.
And to have people co-sign that bullshit too.
Yeah. I would say we need to please normalize therapy, whether it's preventative or whether you need to go to because you have a problem. A lot of times you will find out a lot of stuff that maybe you would take you 4 or 5 years to figure out by just going to a couple counseling sessions. Mm-hmm. And again, I'm an advocate for premarital counseling. I'm sorry, no. Pre-engagement counseling, because by the time you already got the ring, you just, again, like how you were saying, the goal is getting to the altar. So you need to get counseling before you even engage or before you even propose, because you may not want to, get on one knee after you hear some of the stuff up in them. In the sessions,
and getting counseling for yourself and stay in it. I know I have periods where I'm in it, then I'm out, then I'm in, then I'm out. But it's something that needs to be normalized as regular preventative care
and stay consistent. Yeah,
just be consistent with it. Like I be telling people, like, I saw something about emergency self-care, and that's what a lot of people do. They burn themselves out. And then they try to self-care their way out of depression, self-care their way out of the hole that they've dug for themselves, instead of making it something that they do on the regular basis and having balance.
Facts.
Stop trying to self-care your way out of the fact that you ain't been keeping your life balanced.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So same thing. Like,
yes.
Don't wait until...
We need to redefine what self-care looks like.
Yes.
I think we're just learning what self-care looks,
yeah.
But we need to include other things under that umbrella. Self-care just ain't a manicure and a pedicure and a facial. Mm-hmm. Self-care is therapy, counseling, meditation, prayer.
Eating right.
Yeah.
Everything. Body, it's your full everything.
Yeah.
Financial,
Drink your water.
like the financial care. Make sure you know what I'm saying. Take care. Everything. It's everything.
Because it all it's all encompassing.
That's
if
all
you're stressed out,
self-preservation, all
yeah.
self-care.
Exactly. So good question. Reverb Nation, keep it up.
Y'all out here.
Shout out to y'all.
Keep it up. That was a good
Applause for y'all. Applause is for y'all.
Keep it up.
What's up next on the docket, sir?
All right, we're gonna get on to the internet wins again. Where we talk about the hottest internet topics that's going on. It was a little bit of a slow week, but we do got some juicy topics going on in here. So we're gonna talk about Nicki first. We're gonna talk about first.
Yeah, let's talk about Nicki. Because we talked about Nicki last episode, but some more information came to light.
Well, hold on. I gotta say this. Y'all heard it first on the Reverb Nation.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all heard it first here.
Mm-hmm.
We Steph said it.
I wish we had the pre-episode footage where he was like, "Do we really want to talk about that?" And I was like, "Yes, this needs to."
No,
be
we
talked
didn't. No,
about.
let's be transparent. I put it on the show notes, and then when we got here, I was like, "Should we talk about this?"
I was like, "Absolutely."
And then Steph said, "Yeah," and I'm glad she did because we brought. I want to say that we talked about it before anybody else did.
And I think honestly, I don't even discredit you for not wanting to talk about it because I feel where you was coming from. It's Nicki Minaj, and she's a woman, and I feel like it does get swept under the rug when women do things like this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not that she was the perpetrator, but again,
Well, and at the time, we did not know that the victim was going to speak.
Yeah.
So I definitely thought it was going to get swept underneath the rug.
Yeah, you was like, it's going to get swept under the rug. Everybody's going to, she's Nicki Minaj. Ain't nobody going to cancel her. Ain't nobody going to care.
Mm-hmm.
And
then
now we're here.
And then she went on the reel.
Yep. Miss Jennifer did her interview and she talked about how
Hold on. We got to start. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off because people were even on the post were commenting what happened. So I don't think a lot of people even know. I know we talked about it last. So if you want to get the full breakdown, go listen to the last episode.
Yeah.
But just up to speed, that Nicki Minaj is married to he was convicted of he was convicted of rape.
Mm-hmm.
Assault rape. And he has had to register as a sex offender. And the victim has come forth, and I believe she's suing them, right?
Yeah.
And she basically expressed that she's been getting bullied, that she's been getting harassed, and trying to basically pay her off to not talk about it.
Yep.
So that's just kind of the short version of it, but we wanted to talk about it today because again, she was on the reel, and I think her name was Jennifer Hough.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not trying to disrespect her in any way, but she spoke in great length about again the extent that they've gone to try to hush her and keep her quiet to the point where she said she personally has spoken to Nicki Minaj because that was other thing too.
And she said she has had to move multiple times.
Yes,
that was another thing. She said she had to move multiple times.
So before we did not know how much involved Nicki was, but from her mouth, she's saying Nicki has personally called her and wanted to fly her family out to L.A. and wanted to pay her, and I guess that they've dropped $20,000 or $30,000 in her lap.
Yep.
Yeah. So before it was like, maybe it's all Kenneth and Nicki's just supporting, or maybe she's just in the background. But it sounds like that she's very involved if what she's saying is true, which
because it is alleged. And
when that aired, Black Twitter and a lot of people, I'm not saying all Black Twitter, but some people were definitely trying to. I remember you were pointing out saying that they were pointing out that they thought that what she's saying was false, and a lot of the bars were basically saying that she was lying and trying to get money. But in the interview,
if she was trying to get money, why she didn't take the money?
That's what I don't get.
Because it wasn't enough.
She
can get more. She can get more than 20,000.
People saying she doing it for clout, and I'm like, so she doing it so she could get death threats?
I don't see the motive in behind.
What is the clout she finna get?
Yeah.
But everybody always likes to assume that it's always clout chasing.
It's always about
everything. Everybody likes to defer to clout chasing.
Yeah.
See, and the thing I don't like is we do that depending on who it is.
And that was a lot of things that I was saying. It was like, here y'all go again, picking and choosing when y'all want to protect Black women. And that's just what it is. We saw it with Meg Thee Stallion. We saw it with Keke Palmer. It depends on who it is.
Yeah, definitely with Meg. And speaking of which, I know we said we don't want to talk about Tory no more. But it seems like Tory's in some more trouble.
And I believe they said he taking a plea deal.
Yeah.
Which, I mean.
So, look, yeah, and very, very, very quickly, if you know that you innocent and you didn't do it, why would you take a plea deal?
And you got money for lawyers. A lot of times people take pleas because they ain't got money to defend themselves.
Yeah. So why
you
would
just did that? When you made $1 million, how much in 2 minutes?
Whatever
Come on, bro. You have money.
Yeah. So
for a lawyer. So
why did he take a plea deal if he didn't do it?
Because
obviously we don't know that we don't know what the plea deal is.
Usually when the evidence is not able to be refuted
or not in your favor. Yeah, because most people take a plea deal because, like you said, you don't have the money or you have a public defender that's not going to go the length of it, but you have all the resources. So why are you taking a plea deal, sir?
I'm just wondering what, the Tory supporters that was saying, Meg shot herself. What are they going to say now?
See, but then I will say this, though. On the other side of it, if you have an open and closed shut case where you can convict them, sometimes you're not going to put a plea deal on the table because you want to take it to court. But Meg may want to be done with it.
I was about to say it depends on it.
Meg may want to be done with it, and she wants to just move on, and they want to just conclude and just get it over
because they always confer to the
exactly.
So but it depends because sometimes they don't care. Like in the situation with Rihanna and Chris Brown, even though she wasn't willing to participate, they was like we moving forward. Yeah, either way we don't care.
So I don't want to say that he's innocent or guilty, but I've already said on the pod what I believe, and I believe that he did that shit.
I've been said that.
So anyway, back to the more serious matter. How do we feel about Nicki after we heard from the victim, after we get more evidence, after she was on the real, and all this shit done played out?
I wouldn't consider the real evidence. It's definitely her side of the story.
Her side of the story.
But I do feel like, again, Nicki Minaj should have the opportunity to defend herself. Obviously, there's a lawsuit going on, so we'll see how that ends. But at the end of the day, from the evidence we have, I said it last episode, she should be canceled. At least held accountable.
That's a good question. Should we cancel before it plays out in court?
No. Well, I don't know. I feel like that's a personal decision. It's always a personal decision.
And I think we said that. And I don't advocate for cancel culture at all.
She's
not gonna get canceled. And I don't really rock with Charlamagne, but he said something that was very I agree with, that we should not deal with cancel culture. We should deal with accountability culture.
That's what I said. At least be held accountable.
But she may deny that she did any of that. So you can't hold somebody accountable that doesn't think that they did anything wrong. So I'm dealing with this same way the Tory is. Until I get more information, I will hold my stance. But as of right now, today, it's nasty.
Yeah. There's this saying. I don't know exactly how it goes, but the premise is pretty much you should have just left that shit the fuck alone. Because now it's worse. Right.
Nobody cared that you had married. Like, for the most part, nobody cared you had married
it was like,
a goddamn rapist.
All right, back to that shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like what was the reason?
Well, hold on. Look at you backing this nigga.
So how did this resurface?
It resurfaced because
was it because he did not want to register as a sex offender? Is that because
because they went to remember they ended up going to something like that because they moved to LA.
They moved to LA
and then he didn't register, so that he had to deal with that shit.
Yes,
right. And I guess what it was like, look, I'm tired of all this shit. Let's go ahead and try to figure out if we can take it off the table. And then they try to go off to old girl.
I thought he was stirring up before that too.
I feel like it was already stirring up before that came out, but I feel like
but that was the match.
But no, because then you said in her interview, she said that they wanted her to fly out to LA, so that would mean they was already in LA, living in LA, which is where he got.
Well,
or it could just be Nicki was out there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's
yeah,
like
right.
out there.
But either way, I feel like it was already stirring up of her saying that she was being harassed, and I gotta look at when the lawsuit was filed. Because it was a while ago. Look at when the lawsuit was filed. Because I think it was already stirring up. And I honestly, my theory was that it was Nicki. And I feel like Nicki was trying to save face.
Yes. That COVID shit, it was weird. It was her going back and forth with the people about COVID. and then this was kind of all intertwined.
Oh, because of the brother,
Yes.
the brother-in-law,
yes,
got it, and now
that
balls
kind of
big
brought
as
her
hell.
more to the because she was kind of on the low for a little bit.
But
And-
I think that interview was already about to happen. That COVID shit, I just feel like because
No,
somebody,
I
somebody,
think that put a bigger
somebody
spotlight
asked her
on
if she was going. Literally, somebody asked her if she was going to the Met Gala, and she said no because you have to be vaccinated to go to the Met Gala, and that's when she started making those tweets about her thoughts on COVID and her somebody getting blue balls or whatever the fuck, being infertile or whatever.
No, I
and
know.
that's how that came up.
Oh,
But
yeah,
I
his
think
balls swelled
this
up.
was already brewing before all of that.
No, I know. I'm saying, but I think that her, because she was kind of in the back. Nobody was really concerned with what she was doing.
Because she knew.
Because she knew, yeah.
She knew what it was.
I'm looking.
Let's see. I'm gonna go look up some receipts.
And I think she said on her
Okay, yeah,
Queen
so it
radio
was.
that she was saying that he was falsely accused. Oh, no. I know what it was. That she was saying that he's been falsely accused for years, and then at the end of it, she was like, "But white is right," and then that kind of stirred people's anger because they were saying, "Why? Like you're making it seem like that this woman is white, but she's not. She's a woman of color." And then people started getting upset because Nicki was kind of trying to paint the narrative that it was a white woman doing it, so that way people would kind of side with them because there's been a history of obviously white women accusing black men of rape.
She's light skinned, but she ain't white.
She's definitely not white. Not
okay,
at all.
so it did happen. I guess he was arrested in 2020. And it says it claims that shortly after his arrest in 2020, that's when somebody that a mutual person gave her number to Nicki Minaj, and that's when she called her, and that's when it started. So it was after he got arrested for failing to register.
Okay, but the rape happened in 94.
That was in 1994.
94. Okay.
But I think that, again, I feel like after he got arrested for not registering, that kind of stirred it back up again. And then I feel like she kind of wanted it to go away and felt like she could pay for it to go away.
Yeah.
That's what it sounded like to me. But it's always three sides to a story.
There is. As of right now, it's not looking too good for Miss Minaj.
I mean, the barbs is, and to me, that's the biggest thing that I feel like these situations expose is the people in support of these celebrities that, hey, don't give a damn about you. But it's like, you ain't gotta defend a rapist to, you know what I'm saying? Come on now, don't do that.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Do you think that there is, I'm not sure if I asked this last time or not. Do you feel like there's a double standard when it comes to men and women when it comes to sexual harassment or things of that nature?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. We already we only got to bring up
know
Cardi.
that.
No, I just wanted
my thing is I feel like people are even going back and refuting the original, like the man was convicted. We already know this. He served time. But people are even going back that it was her, he was her boyfriend and like they even refuting the original damn. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
like,
people
come on
want to
now.
be nosy and involved in shit that doesn't have anything to do
It's
with
like,
them.
first of all, this happened in 1994, so stop trying to act like you have any receipts. Half y'all wasn't even born yet. And y'all up here
You got cell phone
arguing.
footage, nigga?
Y'all up here arguing about the details of a case that you wasn't even born for. Like, the Barbs is young. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
And y'all really saying he didn't rape her, that was her boyfriend, and she was mad because it's crazy to me to see people saying shit like that. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
All because you a Nicki Minaj fan.
Yeah.
And one thing people got to realize is that it is okay to say something that somebody, like, even when Nicki Minaj was going through all the stuff with Cardi, I was just kind of like, I didn't really care for how she really was handling that situation. I don't have to stop listening to her music.
Yeah.
If you could say somebody is wrong or you don't agree with what somebody is doing and still like their music, that's all you got to do.
Yeah.
You ain't got to do all this extra shit.
People, we look, we have to get back to humans are complex. People are people, and people make mistakes. But people usually will try to compare this to like any, now people try to compare any artist that does wrong to R. Kelly. It's like, that's totally different.
I'm so tired of that.
Totally different. Nicki Minaj is not rapping about what Kenneth Petty did in 1994. And she wasn't even around in 1994. So that's totally different. R. Kelly is different because he's talking about that crimes that he is committing in his music. So I can't support him. And it's pretty clear. It's like it's night and day. It's clear as day. There's a little bit of ambiguity to it. I believe that she is in the wrong, whether he was guilty or not. Her just harassing she's not too sure if she was obviously going to believe him, but you should not be getting involved in harassing an alleged victim,
especially when you have the platform that you have. If you was gonna marry that man, you knew what baggage he came with. That should have just been it. You shouldn't have, you know what I'm saying, speaking out on, you know what I mean, like, yeah. Unless you finna try to go back and you know what I'm like, come on now.
Well, and then we got to make this clear. Nobody's looking for Nicki Minaj to be the poster girl of speaking for all women dealing with rape and alleged all this other stuff. She has the platform to represent women, but sometimes we put people on pedestals that should not be there.
Or they just have the platform.
You know what I mean?
Unfortunately.
Like, just because you are famous or because you are a celebrity does not automatically mean that you are a spokesperson for us.
I could become a celebrity tomorrow. That don't mean my ideas or my views or how I move or what I do is any different. I'm still me. Yeah. We just said that. I'm still going to be me. So obviously y'all could accept me of being imperfect because I ain't a celebrity right now. But if I became a celebrity tomorrow, would y'all have that same grace for me?
Yeah. And again, like I said, if what Jennifer said it is true, Nicki is beyond trash.
That's wrong.
Beyond trash.
And you could like somebody and say they wrong.
And again, I'm gonna say it right here, and people may say, "Oh, you." I do not see any motive or any reason why she would lie. I don't see it. So I believe her. Totally believe her. And that's just my that's my conviction. And if barbers want to leave bees in my comments, whatever, I really don't care.
Yeah, I don't give a damn.
But
the barbs is delusional.
The way that Nicki's dealing with this
Most
is wrong.
Yeah.
Nicki could have dealt with this a lot better than how she's dealing with it now.
You married, the way you should have dealt with it is have that man register as a sex offender and go about your life, because that was his sentence.
And referring to her as a white woman, I don't get it.
Yeah.
See, but you know what? A lot of people don't want to talk about this. Nicki has a history of, and it may not have been clearly admitted, but she has, and it's come from multiple different sources, of her popping pills and her being a little bit either addicted or on Percocet. So sometimes when she be on Queen Radio or she be ranting on Twitter or whatever, you don't know what kind of state of mind she's in. So again, Nicki don't need to be nobody's spokesperson.
Nope. That's true.
I'm just sorry. She don't. She
true.
don't. And somebody was hella petty and posted that picture with her before she got the surgery done.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, because they were saying, because she was, speaking out on COVID, like, you don't know what you put in your body. They like, but you did all them ass shots. You didn't.
You didn't know what was
going
on.
Speaking of injecting shit in your body. Like, don't keep that same energy. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, she.
Oh, Nicki.
Nicki.
Oh, and I'm sorry. This is the other thing we need to talk about, because I do not want to let this point go. We need to make it, and again, there's always two sides to it, because yes, there been black men falsely accused of rape. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. But we cannot make it an environment where people who have been victimized or abused or have been raped, that they feel uncomfortable coming out and speaking out against it. And that is exactly what the internet has done with this young woman. So even if you don't think that what she's saying is true, what you're doing is you're creating an environment where other women that may have be like, damn, like I can't say shit because nobody's gonna believe me. Mm-hmm. If I do say something, people are gonna be sending me death threats. You know what I mean?
And another thing I saw a lot of people saying though was, why is she saying something now? Why is she? I'm like, because they are harassing her.
Why is it your business?
That part, like, literally, they're like, well, what's the point of this interview? Because she's being harassed. Y'all see, she got a lawsuit on these people. Yeah. Like, if they would have left it where it was at, I don't think she had ever said nothing.
No.
Ever. Publicly.
Nobody.
She could have been said something.
Nobody knew her name. Well, I ain't gonna say nobody. When I'm saying nobody, I'm talking about general public. Mm-hmm. Y'all got a list. Nobody knew who she was until this happened, and nobody heard her speak until she was on the reel.
So I'm like, y'all, Like I said, let that man register, and y'all should have just went on about your business.
And what network is The Real on?
Zeus?
Ooh, I don't know.
Is it NBC?
Mm-hmm.
ABC?
I don't watch The Real, to be honest. But they be having some.
Well, what I'm getting to is that if there wasn't some credence to what she was saying, they wouldn't have her on the platform.
That's true.
They don't just have anybody on there. And obviously it's because it is Nicki Minaj, but still, I'm pretty sure that people did a little background check.
Vetting.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because you can't just have somebody on there just saying false stuff. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I ain't looking too good for Miss Nicki.
The Barbs ain't gonna let go.
You know what? I don't think I've ever met an actual Barb. Well, you're not.
I'm a Barb.
No. When I mean Barb, I mean like you would like a Spartan, like go to war for Nicki Minaj, no matter what she say. Those are the Barbs to me. The ones that was in the comments defending, like, to me, you just a Nicki Minaj fan.
Yeah, I ain't gonna do
that's
all
different.
that.
A Barb, that's taking it to a different level.
They be ready to fight.
I've never met him. I don't know where maybe on the East Coast.
They're mostly on the East Coast, and most of them are young. And that's the thing. Like, they grew up with Nicki Minaj. Like, I feel like we was a little bit older when Nicki dropped.
I don't
you know
think
what I mean?
so.
Us?
Nicki came up with the Young Money crew, didn't she?
But we were grown.
But we grew with Drake.
What do you mean growing what?
Nah.
When?
We didn't grow up with Drake.
No. I said we.
I was out of high school.
No. I said
when Drake came out.
I said we grew with Drake.
No, grew with and grew up on is different.
No. I said what? To me, 18, 19, 20
is growing with.
No, I'm talking about they were like, you know what I mean, like kids.
They were kids listening to Nicki Minaj?
Yes. The hell with she had all that boom, 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 like all of that. Like they grew up on Nicki Minaj. Yeah. So I feel like it's different.
You know what? Maybe I'm thinking about Nicki Minaj early on when she was with Mano and before she got on. A lot of the stuff she was rapping about.
Pop Nicki.
You guys are talking about industry Nicki.
Industry, exactly. Okay. So I'm saying they grew up on Nicki Minaj. I feel like, again, it's the same thing like with Beyonce. I feel like, you know, Beyonce, when she went solo, we was like, how old? But there's, you know, kids that really grew up. I feel like it's just different.
I got you.
It's different.
I got you.
So, and then a lot of them are young since they grew up on Nicki. So I would just be having to remember that, like, these is
so the same people who defend R. Kelly because they grew up on him are like the same people that
you know what I'm saying? Same thing. They grew up on that music and they just can't let it go, and they can't see to the person and the actual action. So
did I forget that nigga got a baby, got a child.
She had a baby with him, didn't she?
Yep.
Yeah.
And she still ain't released the name.
And that's why people were a little upset because it's like he raped a child and you had a child with him.
No, they was both the same age.
What you mean?
When the rape happened, they was both the same age. No.
I know.
Oh.
I'm just saying, like
it wasn't like he raped the kid.
I'm saying, I think I misworded that. You procreated with somebody who raped a woman.
Yeah. And I mean, I think too, the other thing that didn't work out in her favor was the whole situation with her brother, because her brother did rape a child,
and she was defending him too.
I think people were saying that she wasn't. They were saying that the mom was.
Maybe. I'm not invested enough to know.
Yeah, but again, I think people will say no, she didn't. The mom paid for his lawyers or whatever, because people are trying to say she paid for the lawyers. But I'm like, I'm pretty sure she might have put some money out there. But look, that's family.
It looks bad.
Yeah,
it looks bad on her part. Which I don't know. That's whatever.
We'll see.
All right. Next topic was
Miss Jeanni Mai.
Ah, golly.
Now, Miss Jeanni Mai from The Real.
She's not on The Real no more, is she?
She ain't?
I don't think so.
Oh, I don't know. I don't watch it.
Oh, I don't want to look at me because I showed it on.
I don't think she's on. Maybe she is. I don't know. Go ahead.
Miss Jeanni Mai, as we know, originally originally got divorced from her admission, saying that part of the reason was that she did not want to have kids and her husband did want to have kids. And then her husband, I believe they were separated. I don't think they were all the way divorced yet, but he had already got with somebody that was like a mutual friend of theirs, and he got her pregnant. And they were having a child together. So that was a big thing where people was like, oh, that's so scandalous, da-da-da-da. And then it came out that she was with Jeezy. Did they get married or they engaged? Did they get married? I think they got married.
They got married.
And now she is pregnant. And now people are giving her a lot of backlash because they're saying she is scandalous to now be pregnant after she said the reason why she didn't want to be with her first husband was because she didn't want to have a child.
So, didn't we go through this last year with a male artist?
Neo. We
That was
showed him
different.
a dick.
That was different.
I feel like, okay,
I was gonna say it was different.
So the main difference with Neo is because Neo was supposed to get a vasectomy and he had his
Right.
wife get her
Right.
tube side, and then he didn't go through with the vasectomy and then
Right.
turn around and have kids after she had got her tube side. So that was scandalous.
Hella scandalous. I'm sorry. That's
hella
trash.
scandalous.
That was
hella
scandalous.
That was
But I feel like just flat out changing your mind.
I
I don't feel like maybe she just. I think one of the things I know she really had said that she did not feel safe in her relationship, and I feel like it does take a level of shit. We just talked about it, in marriage, like when you start having kids and all that kind of stuff. If you know you're not on solid ground, don't do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And let me read the comment from her ex-husband.
Oh yeah, he
says,
was
"Yep,
big man.
I upgraded from trash to treasure a long time ago. Best decision I ever made. Congratulations. Being truly happy is an amazing feeling. Love my little family," he wrote.
He big mad.
Who wrote that?
The
Her
ex-husband.
ex-husband.
I don't think, because I think people were like tagging him. I think he has a little bit of resentment, but
Yeah.
can you imagine being tagged in shit that she does? Like her engagement photos, her wedding photos, pregnancy. Like,
That's annoying as shit.
that
That's old. Like, why you tagging me in this new shit?
Yeah.
Like, I know it. You ain't gotta tag me in it.
yeah.
If I want to see it, I'ma see it. Don't
So,
push the shit down my throat. Knock it in your
I
neck.
get his frustration,
Definitely.
and that it has to hurt to see your ex-wife get pregnant with somebody else after she told you she didn't want to have kids. That would definitely, because as a man, it's like, well, why did you not want to have one with me?
Yep. As a woman would feel the same way. I feel like that would definitely go both ways of feeling a way about that. But I do feel like you have a right to change your mind. I feel like there's a lot of people that feel like they may not want kids, and then they get with the partner that changes their outlook on that. And it happens. I mean, I couldn't go the rest of my life like, damn, I didn't want kids with that person, so I can't have kids ever again because they're going to feel a way about it.
Yeah. I think that people blew this out of proportion. I think people project how they would feel in this situation when they don't know all the details to it. And I don't know how long ago that she divorced him or they separated, but she's 42. She's 42 years old. So you have different stages. We talked about it earlier. Different seasons, different people, different environments, different experiences, where maybe at the time you were not ready to have kids. May not have had anything to do with him at all. Just may have had everything to do with her, that maybe she did not feel like she was adequate to be a mother at that time. And time has gone on. She's more accomplished. She's more financially stable. She's with a man that's financially stable. And I'm not saying he wasn't. I'm just saying the circumstances are different, where we always take it personal, like, well, why? It may have not had nothing to do with him at all. May have everything to do with her. If she wants to have a baby now, she has every right to have it because it's her life and it's her body. So
I think people just don't like her.
People don't like her because of who she's with.
And two, because of the comments that she had in the past about
black women,
about black men and fetishizing black men. Like how she liked to have her.
Yeah. You're right.
She liked to have her dark meat on the side and all that kind of stuff. And then
how that rubbed black women the wrong way. Yes.
So I feel like again, people just don't like her, and you don't have to like her. But at the end of the day, if she want to have a baby with her new husband, that's her business.
That's between her and Jeezy.
If he cool with being with her and he don't feel a way about what she said, or you know what I mean, he know her better than we do. I mean, how would you feel as the ex-husband in a situation?
Pretty much exactly how you said. Like, was I not good enough to be a father to your child?
Well, I mean, but then at the end of the day, who cares? Because your relationship didn't make it, so you was better off not having children with each other.
I forgot she said that shit.
What'd she say?
I remember she said something, but yeah, this is crazy.
What'd she say?
She said, "I love black guys. For me, dark meat is on the side. White meat keeps me mean and lean. That's why I married a white. That's what I like."
Yeah,
That's
why I said that's why people don't like her.
Yeah,
fucked up.
Yeah, that's what put her in bad spaces.
That's
with
ugly.
us.
And that's why I said people just don't like her, and I feel like people can't get past that and the fact that she with a black man now.
Well, and now you're gonna have a black child.
And that's scary. And that's the thing about black people that y'all got to be careful with. I love who you love, date who you date.
Well, I'm sorry. Let me be more specific. You're going to have a biracial child. But typically we say that whatever the man is, yeah.
Period. They black. So I feel like.
I hope that her child does not read that comment. Maybe she need to have a conversation about that comment because it's going to come up. Because
my thing is it's kind of like the mindset behind it, and now you're gonna be.
See, and then what's crazy is now all of a sudden, and again, leave room for people to grow. But I remember like watching videos where her saying, "Oh, I got so engulfed in his culture because when you're dating, as a interracially, like you have to understand, and I understand him as a man, and this and this and that." Mm-hmm. So it's like, where did the switch come? Which again, she's able to switch. She's able to grow and change ideas and whatever. Yeah. But at the core, it's troubling to me because usually racist or prejudiced views, even if you may grow a little bit, you still have still some.
If you have a white is right mindset,
yeah,
I just can't see myself being like, let's have black children.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
That would be troubling to me, but that's
Jeezy. That's what Jeezy wanted to do.
Decision.
I'm surprised Jeezy didn't get more backlash. I think he kind of did, but he kind of didn't.
You know how it is when a black man get a foreign.
Well, and you know how it is with black men. I ain't gonna say that.
You know that mindset of
I ain't gonna say
people feel like black men is winning when they
get something outside.
Come on,
yeah.
So it didn't come like it would have came if it was the shoe was on the other foot, and that's one situation that I will say. I mean, I won't say that black men don't get backlash when dating outside their race, but I feel like they get more support for people defending them for doing it versus when women do it, for sure.
Yeah. I think it's becoming more normal now.
I mean,
I think it depends on where you live. Like in California,
And it depends on you, because I feel like a lot of times people don't give a damn about who you dating. They give a damn about the dumbass shit you be saying. I think that's more of what people be caring about. Like, nobody asked none of this information. Like, what are we supposed to do with this information? We don't care why.
Why? This is what I don't get. Why would that even come up? What question were you asked to say dark meat on the side, but white is right? What question why would you answer that question?
So y'all picking up dry turkey meat over
Shut up.
Come on, man. Shut up. Talking about that she prefer breast over thighs. Come on, man.
Like, girl.
But then you procreated with the thighs.
With the thighs.
I cannot believe y'all compare this to chicken.
It was dark meat and white meat,
right?
That's what she said.
I'm so
she did it, not us.
This fool said she procreated with the thighs.
I'm just saying. Hey, who else was mad they got rid of the dark meat at the motherfucking chicken in the chicken nuggets at McDonald's? All right, y'all remember that shit?
Dry as hell.
Dry as hell. Give me back my dark shit.
Well, I prefer white meat in my chicken.
Nah. He had to be.
Talk about timing, brother. Talk about timing.
Y'all ain't gonna clip this shit up.
Oh no, I can still clip it real close.
There's enough time. I like my white meat.
Nah. If they try to clip this shit up, it was about chicken.
I'm about to zoom in and clip it right there.
Hey, clickbait. Clickbait. You got
white meat.
Got to see it through, my brother.
You messed yourself up with that one. Nah, but for real. I agree. But again, the her mindset and who she is as a person, that's something that he has to deal with. Again, I have no issue with interracial dating.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, keep your comments about how you feel about.
Because now you are parenting a child that is, and I don't want to hear nothing. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this before it even come on. I don't want to hear shit from her talking about, oh, I'm scared for my child now because he's a black man or black woman that has to grow up in this world and has to deal with police brutality, and I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it.
Not from you.
You chose that.
You chose this life.
I don't want to hear that shit.
And did you care about it before?
And now I understand what
yeah,
racism
all that.
looks
Now
like
I understand. Like, you didn't understand when we was dying
You
in the street.
wasn't with us when we was shooting in the gym.
Nah, because you obviously saw yourself as white.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't apply to me.
I don't want to hear that shit from her.
So yeah, I do. Like I said, I get the disdain for her, but it was her choice, and I don't feel like she's scandalous for wanting a child with her new husband.
Yeah, now y'all got me riled up. Yeah, whatever.
So, I mean, we riled up. We riled up.
We ready for that?
We ready.
We ready
we
for
ready
that?
for that scenario. So I'm glad we riled up because I just got riled up thinking about it.
All right, y'all. I just want to let y'all know. Welcome to the Thunderdome.
It's finna be on and popping because, woo! Honestly, this is why we didn't need a trash as fuck today. Cause this brother right here,
He's about to get it.
he getting it.
He's about to get
He
it.
got it. This is the
about to
trash
give it
as
to him.
fucking a scenario in one. Period. Cause
Where was it? It was I'm trying to remember where. Was it a Facebook post?
Was it a face?
you the one.
You
You the
saw
one
it.
brought
No,
this
I
up.
know. I'm trying to find it.
Was it in the Nation?
I think it was. Hold on.
This is why we save these things.
Oh, okay. I got it.
You found it, my brother?
Okay, we ready.
Got to see it through, my boy.
I step out.
Hold on. I got.
Yeah, start from the beginning. They gotta hear this.
Mm-hmm. Trying to put this a little bit. Yeah.
How come I be cute? I step out and y'all ain't hollering.
Cause we see that entitlement oozing off of your ass. What, you thought cause you put on some clothes, made yourself up and stepped outside that every man is subject to give you his money, time, and attention, huh? You ain't all of our type. And how much do you think when you get ready that you blowing all these other women out the water? They fine as fuck too. But let me tell you a little secret. All that you did before you left the house, it only matters for about 2.5 seconds does. 2.5 seconds, because that's how long it takes us to look you up and down and in the face. After that, we begin looking for the real shit. Men separate women into 2 categories when we meet you, hit or higher. Hit mean exactly what it sounds like. We put you in this category because we've already seen too many things that's going to be a problem in a relationship. When I say a woman that ain't got her natural hair color, problem. When I say a woman that got weave in her head, problem. Whatever extra hair you got in your head, you better convince us that it's yours. Nails too long, problem. Too much makeup, problem. Too much jewelry, problem. All them problems indicate to us that this woman ain't good for nothing but fun. Higher, that's a different category, and I ain't finna tell you shit on how to get to that. You better get this video to 10,000 likes for that information. You sound like a nigga from Cali. Black women that's trying to secure a man, y'all make hella mistakes when y'all go out. You want a list, don't you? Alright, I'll give you this one. Stop letting men buy you a drink like other men don't see
You
it.
want a list,
But you just told every man in the room that's watching is one or two things. Either one, you're interested in that man enough to let him buy you a drink, you're making yourself too available. Or 2, you're not interested in that man and you abuse the type of attention you get. Oh shit, I left out 3. Some of us believe you can actually be bought. See how you was talking in the video? What's all this shit? Quit talking with your hands, ladies. It looks combative. All we see is when you do this out in public, you gonna one day end up doing it in my face. You came out with a clique of friends, we finna beeline to the woman that's by herself or with one other friend. You showing too much skin and you body kind, we gonna assume you for everybody. We don't give a fuck how you feel about that. Volume, keep your voice down. We the ones supposed to be loud. And yes, I go for laughing too. I don't give a fuck how funny that joke was. Quit going out paying more attention to the girls than the men in the room. Smile. And if you offended by that shit, stay your ass at home. If you feel like it's even a conversation, like you need to tell us why you feel offended when your men tell you to smile, then talk to your girlfriends, because we ain't listening. That resting bitch face need to go. Don't be on your phone too much. We get to thinking you texting another nigga. Or you too engulfed in social media looking for superficial likes, which means your self-esteem is low. Physical touch. When that man walking you somewhere, put your hand on him. Just slight touch on the small of the back or arm, or if you're really comfortable, wrap your arm around his. They'll let him know you're interested because you broke the touch barrier. It's also a signal to other ladies. All right, ladies, I got this. This will also let you know if he's interested. If he start evading them hand touches, begin your campaign of putting space between you and him for the rest of the night. All right, I'm done talking, but take one of these lessons out with you when you go out next time. The one I suggest, that hand shit. That shit is not cute. Don't nobody fucking like it.
Nigga, we can't.
Hold on.
I didn't
do
expect
shit.
all that.
Oh!
I didn't expect all that. I didn't hear the whole thing. So I just heard from the beginning. We just ended it with the wig and the weave.
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
Nigga, you can't laugh. You can't.
You can't laugh too loud.
You can't do shit. Nigga,
And
I'm already out.
That shit do be obnoxious as fuck. That shit do be obnoxious as fuck. You laughing hella loud. Like,
Hey, all of my friends, nigga, when we say, like, when we type I'm screaming, we really be
I
screaming.
bet.
Says the person that Roger has to turn down every episode.
Okay, the nerve.
Okay. I project, nigga. I apologize for
This
that.
nigga literally said, go out and stand there.
Hold on. I'm just laughing at the man saying that we think that you're on social media trying to get superficial likes, but yet you told us you're not going to give us the second half of your conversation to get up to 10,000 likes. That was funny. But anyway, let's break
Incentive.
it
It's too much.
down. Let's break it down.
It was a lot.
It's
it was
too,
a lot.
First of all, he lost me at the fact that he said it's too many things that we see that's a problem in a relationship.
He lost you with the weave. Yeah.
Problem.
Weave.
Color of your hair, problem. Nails too long, problem.
Too
How
much
was that a
jewelry.
problem in a relationship?
Too much jewelry. That's what he said too.
Like, what?
I can see certain aspects of why in certain situations and shit of why those could be signs, but not as a whole. Unexplained, not as a whole.
If you're not attracted to those type of things, okay. But to say that these are things that show you it'll be a problem in the relationship, that's weird.
I get what he was trying to say. I just don't agree.
The only part I agree with was the part where he said, just because you get dressed up and go out does not mean you're going to attract somebody. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people have to get out. Me and my husband was just talking about, you ugly to somebody. Like, people have to get out of the mindset that everybody should be attracted to them or is attracted to them. That's not the case. And it's okay.
Well, and sometimes what you look like does not mean that I will find you attractive or not. Your mentality, how you carry yourself, that can lead to you being hella unattractive. So very
much so. So again, it's like,
no, but I got what he's saying. I agree with.
I agree with that. Just because you dressed up don't mean
you should not be entitled to attention.
Yeah, no.
That I agree with.
Everything after that, nigga.
It was really hard to keep up.
It was barbershop talk that was in a video.
Yeah, it was just regurgitated way too fast and overlapped over each other, and it was like, okay, I can't even focus on one thing and try to because here's another thing and shit, and then there's another thing, and it's just like
it did. Because I'm like, nigga, so what kind of women are you into?
That's one thing that I really had to start asking myself, like when these videos would get me riled up, and I'd be like, keep scrolling, because maybe he don't like women because he didn't name one thing he liked. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not talking about what you like and all you talking about is what you don't like, people wonder why that's all they come across.
Well, and like, that sounds good in practice, but nigga, I was in the club. Like, the shit about the drinks, that shit ain't true.
Come on.
That shit ain't true. Niggas don't think like that. Maybe you do. Yeah. But nigga, I've seen where men have bought a woman, a very beautiful looking woman, a drink, and then she went on and did something else, and then other niggas was trying to holler at her. Just because a man buys a woman a drink doesn't mean that we think that she can be bought.
I think, too, that's the thing. Like, men, it's like an ego thing. Like, they feel like, I bought you a drink, I own you. Like, it's weird.
It doesn't mean that you're bought, though. Like, we talked about it. Most times, it's because I'm trying to get you drunk. So that way I can shoot my shot. You know what I mean?
Damn.
Or, again, maybe it is like, oh, because I bought you a drink, like, I'm entitled to some time or attention. It doesn't mean that now I bought you a drink, now you got to come home with me. Now, if you buying bottles and you get her in the VIP, maybe that's a little bit different. That's bought, because that's mean you spending hundreds upon dollars.
I don't mean I'm bought. That mean I'm enjoying.
But again, that just means that you're more entitled to attention and you get a chance to talk to her a little bit more. I've definitely seen that, because we talked about it, that money is makeup for men.
Very much
money
so.
Money will get you in places where maybe you wouldn't be able to talk to a certain caliber of woman. So I get what he's saying, but nobody is going to not talk to a woman just because somebody bought them a drink. I've never thought like that. Have you ever thought like that?
I'm not gonna talk to somebody because somebody bought her a drink.
Like, yeah. So no, listen. So like we're at a bar. I buy a woman that you're peeping out a drink. She doesn't give me no time of day. Does that X her off your list?
No.
Yeah. So I don't
that
get
nigga ain't got no game.
I don't get what he was getting at.
Okay, so a thing is, it's a different scenario. It's interesting because I could see that. A lot of guys will see that somebody made a move, right? And it's like, you know what? I'm not going to step on no toes, right? Especially when it's so I know you.
No. I'm just saying like if we don't know each other.
If somebody else did, all right, cool. I'm gonna buy you the next drink. If you hit off with him, cool. You hit off with me, cool. I'm still gonna enjoy the fuck out of my night.
Yeah.
You got a drink. I pay for a drink. I don't owe shit. I don't. A lot of times I'll just buy a drink and go about the rest of my day somewhere else.
Yeah.
And not even trip because you don't owe me anything.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I want to buy you a drink. Here you go. Have fun. I'll see you around.
Yeah.
If I see you, what's up? Hey. If not, cool.
That's crazy to me because, and again, I get what he's trying to say. What he's trying to say is, I'm watching you to see how you entertain other men. Mm-hmm. And if the way you entertain other men is not appeasing to me, then I'm not going to holler at you. I get that. But in a social setting like a club, that is not my best barometer of character.
Oh, it's the worst.
Like
it's
I'm saying,
worst.
like let's say we all hanging out, and if there's a woman that's never met me before, she sees Steph, she don't know if me and Steph are friends or not. Let's say Steph buys us a whole round of shots. Does she think that because Steph bought me a shot that I'm just entertaining any old woman?
Right.
So you're making an assumption based off of something that you don't know.
Exactly.
But that's a lot of people. That's the majority of people.
That's ridiculous.
You know what I mean?
That's definitely
And
ridiculous.
then that goes into the other thing. Too much jewelry, too much hair color. Is the hair yours?
Hey, the jewelry
I'm
part,
like,
I understand.
Bruh, you have time to evaluate all of that?
2.5
Usually
seconds.
in passing, I don't have enough time to think about all that. It's, hey, you look good, you look beautiful. Can I get your number? Can we talk a little bit later? Damn, nigga, like you like the Terminator. Like you got like a damn robot eye where you can
and that is why I be saying like, so I'm like, nigga, you just say you don't like nobody.
So what it sounds like is it's a level of maintenance that what is viewed,
and that's fine.
And it's viewing the level of
But
maintenance.
naturally, it costs more to maintain that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it take more time and effort some of the time.
So
that's what I'm saying. Like he's talking about like how much effort she put into like going out,
and that's fine.
The part that got me was the laughing. Like, damn,
you laugh
that
loud.
ain't no joke that funny. Sometimes it do.
You feel
Nigga,
attacked.
shit.
He wants.
I feel attacked.
I know.
I am triggered.
He wants a
we noticed.
subservient, submissive, natural
Quiet
woman.
meat.
You said white meat.
I said quiet.
But
said
that's
white
I,
meat.
you
And
know what
meat.
you know what's funny
Oh.
that but that's
What?
meat.
Sounds like white meat. Quiet and meat.
But that's
you
what
said
it,
white
but
meat.
that's usually what it leads to.
Yeah.
That you perceive white women or Hispanic women or whoever as more docile or more submissive, and then you can run them or you can control them.
And that's
then you end up
basically
going
what
with
he
that.
said because, again, he's specific. Black women, stop this. Stop talking with your hands. So, I mean, I see where his mindset is at.
Well, the talking with your hands shit,
Yeah, that shit.
I get it. But again, she was recording a video. So do you think that how she talked in the video
You
is the
talking with
same
your
way-
hand right now.
That's what I'm
Shit.
saying. Like, that's how black people.
I'm like,
that's just
I
how
was just
black
about
people
to say,
do.
culturally, that's just what we do.
So do
like,
you-
Right,
so
but
what-
it's like it's the if I could see it on the video, I'm not looking forward to looking at the hand right in front of my face.
No,
Is
but
it-
right. So, but again, so we're already overly marginalized already. So, are you analyzing how somebody like if I'm having a conversation with her, are you analyzing how me and her having a conversation and think, oh, I don't want that nigga doing that shit to me? Like, bro, we're having a conversation. Do you think that I talk like this in like an argument?
You know what? I think that's the main thing that I was saying too. When people was like, people will look at women and be like, "Oh, she's hella argumentative. She's this. I already know how she is in her relationship." Like, I'm talking to niggas on the internet. This ain't my husband.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how our conflict resolution in my household or how I communicate in my household is not going to be the same. How I'll be on a podcast. Like, we're just chopping it up.
Yeah.
Like, people be making too much assumptions off stupid shit.
It's like the conversation we had last week with you, where you were saying, how are you basing how I move single to how I will be in a relationship?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, but there's again, I get both sides because you do need to be watching people to see how they interact.
That's very
But again, how I interact with one person, like the way I talk to my friends is totally different than how I talk with anybody else. Like how I talk to my parents, or how I talk to my wife, or how I talk to my
Black
kids.
people, the kings and queens of code switching. Stop playing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could be like this right now, but how I am at work is completely different. How I am in different scenarios is different because, I mean, you do have to be able to read the room.
Yeah.
That is a lost art.
Yes,
a very lost art of knowing
say
how
that
to
all the time. Learn how to read the room.
How to read the room. So
and the comments is what because a lot of people were agreeing with them. And again, I agree with certain parts. But the overall, and y'all call me a simp or whatever, I didn't like it. It was trash.
Yeah.
It was cap because
Definitely.
men, I have never overanalyzed a woman like that. I'm sorry. I've never done it like that. I will check a woman. I will see how she interacts. I will see how she carries herself. But if a man buys her a drink, if she has too much jewelry, has too much hair color, blah, 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 etc.
if she laughs too loud,
If
I'm
she
not letting
laughs
that
too
go.
loud,
I know you're not.
I'm
I know
like,
you're not.
golly.
The laugh part, like, damn, niggas can't even laugh now.
Well,
He said,
you
"Don't
know
laugh
what?
louder than me."
You know what? I kind of do feel him on the laughing sometimes. Yeah. No. Listen. Like, let's say we all go out and we're all like bowling and we're all having a good time, and like you the loudest one laughing, like you doing all that.
That laugh.
I'm
That's
like,
laughs.
it's annoying. It's not that you loud. It's just that I can't see myself in a relationship with you laughing like that for the rest of my life.
Me and Tyson laugh like that as a unit. We be in the house screaming.
No, and that's
Y'all some
fine.
loud motherfuckers.
And that's fine. I'm just talking about one laugh that sticks out over everybody's, and you the loudest one there. That's for a man. That's not attractive. For me, for me, that's not attractive.
It's not.
It doesn't mean that I won't. You know, I don't find you beautiful. It doesn't mean that. It's just
you be fine as fuck, but have a really goofy ass.
You know
laugh.
what? No. Here's a better example. We're all bowling, and you are the one that you are the sloppiest drunk out of everybody, and you're obnoxious.
Well, yeah,
all
that's
over the place.
different. Yeah,
I think that's what I think that's what I more mean is that you are more obnoxious, and and we're in public, and you're because as a man, when you bring your woman into the room, whether it's right or wrong, but this is how we think. Your woman is a representation of you, so you're thinking down the line like, is that who I want to represent me when I'm not around?
And also, too, it's like, is that somebody that I can actually like, hey, can you calm down right now without it being a big issue?
Yeah.
Because it's like, hey, I love you,
Hey.
but is it possible?
But
for you to
I'ma
bring
let
it
you
down?
know now.
flip
Me
side,
and my
on the
friends-
but on the flip side, men do it too. There's obnoxious men that be like
Loud
all
and
over the
rowdy.
place and talking to everybody. And I would think as a woman, you get kind of embarrassed when you walk into a room with a man like that too.
No. I mean, it depends.
Maybe not you. I'm saying in general.
I'm just saying it depends on what you mean by like talking to everybody. Like if you're just a social person, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? That's not my
No,
stilo.
I'm saying
But-
obnoxious. I'm not saying social, like somebody that's social that can talk to everybody. I'm saying somebody that whenever you go into a room, whether it's your friends or people that you never met before, that they are just over the top.
Like, they're always doing too much.
And I say personally, maybe you can deal with that.
No, I for me, because I know I felt like that sometimes with my husband, because that's just him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's the life of the party type person. But again, see, this is me though. Like, you know what I'm saying? As a person that's quiet when I'm around people that I don't know, for me that's uncomfortable. Like, you know what I mean? But he's not in the wrong.
But I don't label.
He ain't doing nothing wrong.
I don't label Tyson as obnoxious.
Well, I mean, again, it's all about perspective. So that's why I said it depends on the person. Because for me, I'm like, I don't want to be the center of attention.
Mm-hmm.
You making us the center of attention.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So again, it just depends on the person.
Right, but you're not embarrassed when you're with him.
No.
It may be uncomfortable, but he doesn't embarrass you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's different. I think there's sometimes where you men. I think men and women think similar in some. I think that's one of the ones we think similar. I don't want somebody that's going to embarrass me. That's pretty much it. Because they're like, well, whose girl is that? Mine. Like, damn, bro. Like, can you chill? Like, we just chilling.
But again, like I said, that's the importance of finding your person, because there's people that are in relationships or happily married with people that I'm like,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, that ain't my person.
Yeah.
So I think that's the thing to it. Like I said, it depends on the person, what they value, how they are, if how their personality is. That's why it's so many different things to a relationship.
Yeah.
That, you know what I mean, is more than looks. That's more than money. That's more, you know what I mean? There's so many other things too. So
yeah. And you know what? Hopefully that young man finds his person.
Okay. I know Tyson, like, he literally, we went to a comedy show, I remember in college, me, my homegirl, and him. He was like, I'm finna leave y'all. Because we was hollering.
See, but at a comedy show, you're supposed to laugh.
Right.
Nigga, but we was laughing loud.
You supposed to laugh.
As long as y'all wasn't laughing loud when it was hella quiet, when the joke wasn't always.
No, that'd be me. Like, I still be getting, like, I be trying to hold it in. He was like, bro, y'all still laughing.
Is y'all drunk?
No.
Yeah, so have a good time.
But again, I know me and my friends.
Well, and he should know you and your friends now.
And he do. He be like, I be so tired of y'all. Every time y'all get like, he was like, it's like a damn chorus. I'm like,
he got some nerve.
Right. But he know, like, nigga, we gonna scream.
That's what you go to a comedy show to do.
No, I'm just saying in general.
Like
when
if
you,
we had,
when
like
you brought
if
up
we
the
had,
bowling now, I'm like, we still screaming.
like if we had like a
I feel
nice
you trying
fancy
to have like a loud match with Tyson.
loud match.
You're trying to figure out who could be the loudest sometimes and shit. Like you don't want your laughter to be drowned out by his and shit. So you match up.
It's a
So
competition.
next you know it's just built in.
You know, and we see it all the time where black people get to laughing and running and coming back like.
I want you to know that I think you funny. That's what sounds.
I don't mind that.
You know how we do. Stop playing.
But there's certain like if you at a nice restaurant, that's not the
Right.
time to be
I mean,
out
yeah.
laughing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Or if you at a hookah lounge where everybody's vibing and it's chill, like
That's
R&B
true.
going on, and you over there just laughing up.
Key.
I'm like, come on, like again,
you
need to learn how to read the room.
Read the room, but
and
you seen the thing where the black women got put off the wine train for laughing too loud, and they got paid millions. So I'm everywhere I go.
You
Put
trying?
me out.
She tried.
Put me out.
See, but
No, not here. No. Damn.
that's hella
I'm
funny.
testing the waters. Put me out so I get paid.
You want to be the most least ratchet as possible.
You missing out on a lawsuit. Why you trying to not date women
No,
that
no.
laugh loud? Shoot, I can get us paid.
You can laugh as loud as you want in certain situations. On a wine train, when you're drinking wine and you drunk, and everybody but the problem
Let's go do some white shit with your loud ass.
No, but all the other women on that train were laughing and having a good time too, though.
Right, but it just
So
we get singled out.
Yeah,
you
we
know what
get
I'm saying?
singled
When we get weak,
take your ass to fucking.
Hey,
they really be hating because we be having too good of a time,
much
bruh.
fun.
Like they can't stand that.
Nah,
And I know when I used to go out with my family, we used to have fun. We a big group. We laugh. Shh, we ain't the entertainment. Be quiet. And I'm like, everybody else talking and laughing and shit. Why we gotta be quiet?
Black people gotta stop doing that.
We also have another view of the way people view us.
Right.
So that's just
That's secondhand embarrassment.
Yeah,
we don't want
to
to live up to the stereotype.
Exactly. We know like we are in everywhere that we go. That's a PWI, right? We know that as us being the minority in the situation, we know we're conscious of that. So a lot of times we end up being very.
We think that we're the example for all the other race.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
I hate that shit.
And that's why we treat other black people so judgmentally because you represent me. Because if they think that about you, then they gonna think that like, bro, they thinking that either way.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that's the thing. Like that's why I be saying like to my white friends, like y'all don't even have to. Y'all just walk into space and be white.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We looking like, okay, I gotta be a certain way. Are
You
they
feel
thinking
me?
a certain way? You know what I'm saying?
I
All
can't
these
put
different
my
things.
hands in my pockets. I can't do this.
I can't be too loud.
I can't carry around something in the store for too long. Like we got to think about all the different angles before we even walk into the door. And we all know mom used to give us a talk. Don't be touching shit. Don't be doing it. Don't do that. Don't be doing that. It's like, dog, does anybody else have to get these rules before they go into it? No, we do.
I stopped taking bags in the store altogether.
Yeah.
Like, let me just grab my little shit 'cause I don't want nobody to think I'm doing shit.
Exactly.
No, I got to the point to where now it's like when I walk in a Target, I'm like, okay, let me make sure I know that I'm coming out here with something. Even if I'm not coming here for what I want, if they don't have what I want specifically, what can I leave here with so they know I'm still.
How did y'all feel away?
That's some real. Hold on, that's some real shit. Like you buying something just to prove that you came in to buy something, even though you didn't want to buy shit. That's crazy.
But this is the thing. How many of y'all felt away when they said that they was doing away with the bags and you just walking out with your shit? I'm like, bruh, they just gonna let us walk out?
Where's that at?
No, I'm just saying in general.
No,
when they said in the Bay Area,
I know like the Amazon's doing Amazon Go or whatever, but
in stores to where
in the stores like there's no bags. And so
no, I know Amazon has
shit.
a store where when you walk in, it automatically knows what you're buying, and then you walk out.
Well, that's different.
So you're saying
I'm saying when you go to the store, you buy your shit and they stop giving you bags. You're just walking out with your shit. I'm like, as a black person, I was like,
it feels uncomfortable.
It feels hella weird. Yeah,
and you gotta know at all times, where's my receipt before you leave?
Yeah,
where's my receipt at?
I used to be like, bro, I know they gonna stop me.
Yeah, especially
like you're conscious. Like as soon as oh shit, I put my receipt in my pocket. Hold on, let me make sure.
So I got proof. I don't want them to think I'm just walking out. Like when they first saw, I'm like, as a black person, we was looking like walk out with no bag and no proof.
Yeah. No, what's even worse is like when you walk in the store and the damn thing goes off, the beep goes off and shit, and when I leave here,
this shit's
gonna go off again.
Right? At this point, the way they got everything handled and shit, just keep fucking walking. They're not gonna chase you down. They're not allowed to.
I just be walking.
Yeah, that's what I be doing. I just keep walking.
And I know I be conscious
because I know I didn't steal shit.
Yeah,
and if you did, I got my phone ready to go. But I be
conscious of the people they stop and the people they don't, or the people they try to stop and they don't. Like even when you go to Costco, they gonna ask your black ass for that damn card at the door. Everybody else just rolling on in. It's like, oh, now you checking cards. Like that kind of shit just be.
Well, I think they
would
check your card at the register,
at the door. They do. And so what's the point of acting like I can't walk in the door if I can't even check out without the card anyway?
Yeah, because they always check. When I go to Costco, they check the card at the register, then they check the receipt at the door.
No, when you go when I be going into Costco sometimes, they check. Are you a member? Like they want you to show your membership card to come in the door.
Oh, that's crazy.
Right.
The one that's off of what's
the one in Elk Grove.
Yeah, the one that's right off of Calvine. No, that's Sam's Club.
No, the one that's on Elk Grove Boulevard.
Oh, you go to that one.
They have a new one.
I go to the one that's over there by the Wendy's.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
But they literally will check your card. I'm like, why do you need to check my card at the door? I can't buy nothing in here without the damn card. So why would I just be in here looking? I ain't coming here just to eat.
They out here price gouging and shit.
Niggas.
They're like, you ain't getting no samples.
Niggas acting like you want to steal a box of 500 forks.
The damn. No, you can't.
Like
you
I'm
tell me I can't go get no.
Man, they're like, oh, you must be poor because you're black, so you're coming in here to eat samples for free and then walk out.
Nah, they got some bomb ass hot dogs. Come over that.
the chicken bakes, nigga.
You feel me? I need a membership for $1.
They used to be hitting.
And it's cheap.
Cheap.
Oh, the birthday party. That's where I be going.
Ooh, my job used to get the Costco.
Hold on, man. Hey, Costco, man, y'all gotta cut us a check, man. We over there.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Cut us a check.
For real.
Run us our money.
Over here sponsoring Costco without even getting sponsored.
You feel me?
Yeah, we need some sponsorships. Anybody want any small black-owned businesses?
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of space to put something right here. Put your name on it. You see how many people who fuck with us?
Sam's Club, holla at us, man. We got a spot
that.
for you next week.
We're going to come through with the Costco hats.
Oh, we.
All right, man. We're going to get up out of here. Raggio is going to be on the next episode. I know he was sorely missed.
We're going to have him do a reaction to the Jada. We'll have him do a reaction to that part because I know he got a lot to say.
No, he might want to react to that last one we just did too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
So we want to thank everybody. Rest in peace, AJ Johnson. Rest in peace, Michael K. Williams. Rest in peace, Pops Witherspoon. Rest in peace,
John Witherspoon.
John Witherspoon. Golly, man, we lost so many people this year.
It's crazy.
Over the last 2 years, really. Man, I'm just sad, man. Anyway, thank y'all for listening. We appreciate y'all. Comment, let us know what you thought about the episode. If you agree, if you disagree with anything that we've said. And we will see y'all on episode 37, which will be 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yep.
2 weeks from now.
You know it is.
All right, we out.
Bye.
Peace.
Let's go. If you just let